What's up, India? How you doing? Just getting things started here. What up, clown? Yo, I couldn't leave you guys hanging on a Wednesday. That's just not right. Let's turn the beats down a little bit. We got some significant upgrades to the stream here, guys. Hey, don't be messing with me. I know you can hear me. What up, Patty? So, we have some stream quality updates. Yes, yes. Can you see the difference? Is it noticeable? We put a little money into the tech, guys. Well, it was a birthday present, but it's good stuff. Patty says he's going to Hawaii in 2 weeks. Wish you were still in Hilo. I do not wish I was still there, but I wish I was there hanging out with you. Anita. Glad to have you all here. Well, the voice should be the same. The voice is my normal mic. This thing right here. What's up, Gut Gains? How you doing, bud? I'm just messing around with these little settings. It's kind of tripping me out a little bit because let me know if the voice is not lining up with the sound. There might need to be like a little bit of a delay added or something like that. Good morning, good morning. Planetary Farms. Hi, Drew. Entertain me while I snap eBay photos. 100%, man. I will absolutely entertain you. That's the whole purpose of the Wednesday stream. Ooh, Gut Gains. Favorite content on YouTube? Appreciate that. Thank you. Dude, we can go like super wide on this camera, by the way. I don't even want to show you the room. It's like all the way out to here if I want it to be. We're gonna keep everything from this and this beyond secret. Let's just do that. Let's just do it for the sake of the mystery. Oh, my room studio. Let's call it that. Honest AF, how you doing? Jem, how you doing? So yeah, we got a new camera. The Logitech Brio 4K, courtesy of the girlfriend, Elise Parker. Shout out to Elise. Thank you very much for my birthday gift. Nice little camera. We're going to test it out and see how the stream likes it. You guys want to see what the old camera looks like real quick? Because I have them both, and I intend to use both of them. So here we go. Let's see. Hopefully it doesn't break it, but let's see. Here we go. This is the regular camera. The normal old camera. Chris Kruger, you want to call in? Give me the call. Give me the call on the bat phone. Actually, the old camera doesn't look too bad. We're going back to the new stuff though. There we go. There we go. Chris Kruger, everybody, welcome to the stream, by the way. Give me a couple minutes, bruh. All right. Okay, so what are we going to talk about today, everybody? As I put on my little thumbnail, I wanted to chat about back to the gym. We tried some interesting raw meats this week, namely raw calf's liver. We got a couple upcoming guests that we're working hard to book, man. So, you know, hold on, let me get situated here. When my channel first got started, you know, I was super hot to trot to basically go to war with the vegans. And don't get me wrong, I love that content. It's really a passionate content for me. The chest is doing better. Thank you for asking. So, you know, it was a passion project for me to go to war with the vegans. I was more freshly ex-vegan. It's hard to... There's not that many people to interview, to be honest with you. I know it seems like I've interviewed, I don't know, what, 10 people or something like that. And we're just going down the list, and everybody who I want usually comes on the show, with the exception of Vegetable Police. We can't get him in there. I've hit up Tanny Raw. She's hard to get a hold of. And then we got the other figures, like, the Freelies and the John Roses. Those guys are never going to come on the show. There's one guy, of course, he wants me on the show, Logan Blake. I'm not interested in doing that interview at all. He's just so annoying and, not my cup of tea. So, the list is dwindling. However, I do have 2 guests on lock, plus more, actually. I have a few other guys that are like trying to make it happen, but their schedules are just not working out. Those guys would be Wacko Jacko. He's already agreed to do the show. We were going to go on live a couple weeks ago, but then I ended up getting Pete last weekend. I've already hit up Robert Cassar. I've emailed him. Very nice email. I reached out to him. I really tried to get him on the show. I haven't gotten any response back. So, let me double check that. Let me make sure I'm not missing his email. Give me 1 second. I know that I hit him up. Yeah, he hasn't written me back. Yeah, I wrote an email, unless he didn't get it, because I wrote an email to him that I was for sure he would have gotten it. He would have been interested in. Marcus Rothkrantz, I would totally interview him. He's very interesting to me. So yeah, I emailed Robert Cassar. He has not gotten back to me. That's fine. I understand people are very busy and sometimes they don't check their emails. He's out in Hawaii. What's up? What's up, Sarah? Life in the Sunshine. Ooh, hang on 1 second. There we go. I can actually hear myself now. Okay. So, yeah. I've been not using my actual headphones, which I paid dearly for. What up, Lester? How you doing, buddy? Glad to have everybody here today. This is going to be a chill, sort of like entertainment, fun, interactive stream. I'm going to maybe filter down to like one of these streams a week, and then Saturdays will be my main interview days. Saturday, Sunday. So on Sunday, I have Phil Escott coming on. You guys should be familiar with him if you've been following any type of carnivore content. I consider him like one of the granddads of the carnivore movement, at least online. He's right there with Sean Baker and all these other guys. So I got Phil on Sunday. Sorry, I will make the thumbnail and whatnot and make the announcement. And then beyond that, I have Rob Stewart. That should be a good one too. If you guys are familiar with him, the guy with the facial skin conditions, and he's been helping people cure their acne. He was a vegan, so we're gonna have the ex-vegan thing going on, and I really can't wait for that one. It should be really good. Twerk on stream for $50. I was thinking that I need to do something special. See, I come from the gaming world. On Twitch, people do stuff for their donations, and I'm down, man. I get it. I'm not gonna twerk, but we could do like some custom sound effect or some something that happens. One of my favorite Twitch streamers, this gamer, Josh OG, this guy from Colorado, he had it set up so that when people donated a certain amount of money, it played certain songs and certain like things would pop up on the screen. It was really dope. So like if somebody donated, he's a weed smoker, right? So if anybody donated $4.20, $4.20, it played the Nate Dogg clip, "Smoke weed every day," and it like had a little thing pop up on the screen. It was dope. And then if you donated like $20, it had some custom song that came on. And then if you donated over $50, it would play this missile dropping sound, and it would drop a bomb on his screen, like as if it was like an animation, and it would explode. And then he would physically get out of his chair and dive underneath of his desk, no matter what was going on in the game. So he would literally sacrifice his life just to, in the game, just to hide from the bomb, the $50 bomb. That was really cool. What up, Gung Fu? How you doing, man? So dark. That's way too advanced. Here in the YT land, the internet is a new thing. Dude, YouTube is so behind in the live streaming game. I wanted to live stream years ago. I tried to get Elise to live stream with me on Twitch. We were going to make a channel. We had meetings about it and everything. This is way before anything went down between us. We were just friends. We were making business plans. I was like begging her to make a YouTube channel, or not a YouTube channel, a Twitch channel with me. And it would have killed it. Because it was still, we could have done, we would have been like one of the first talk shows on Twitch. And then now you see the talk shows are blowing up, the live streams. You see, I was a marketing major in college, so I'm usually there before the trend hits. That's why I had the vegan dating app. I was the first one to launch that. And that thing didn't fail at all. And it certainly did not fail because it was a bad idea. Not to toot my own horn here. I mean, I still had to shut the business down, but that was due to marketing and budget constraints. You know, one guy can only do so much. I should talk about that more someday because it's kind of an interesting thing. Creating an app from scratch. Everybody thinks it's so easy. Hey, I have an app idea. Yeah, everybody's got ideas, man. So the hard part is, do you have a budget? Do you have people that are willing to give you money and support you? Do you have a team? Do you know what the F you're doing? Do you have a good business model to begin with? How are you going to monetize? How are you going to advertise? All that stuff. It is not simple A to B thing. What's the future plans of your channel? Are you back training or still chilling? No training. Okay, so Planetary Farm, I'm trying to work on some of these things, tooting the horn. Don't get me wrong, man. I'm an ENFP. I say sarcastic stuff and just fun stuff, for my own enjoyment. I'm actually entertaining myself most of the time with some of the stuff I say, but people don't get that. I watched this very good video. It's from a channel on YouTube called Charisma on Command. They talk about Keanu Reeves's subtle personality things that he does to make him more likable, or what, probably not conscious that he's not doing these things consciously is what I mean. But they really point out a few things. And one of the things that he does is when he gets a compliment, he doesn't like, oh, no, that's not me. Oh, no, you're too kind type of thing. What he does is very clever. He actually redirects the compliment to somebody else. He's like, oh, well, I couldn't have done it without this person. Like, oh, Keanu, your hair is so great. It's like, oh man, I have the best hairstylist in the world. He's always just redirecting the compliment. And he doesn't toot his own horn and stuff like that. So if you can somehow harness that ability, you can become much more likable. Lester says, do you do SEO stuff with marketing? Actually, I got my Google Analytics certificate a couple months ago. It took me like 6 weeks to study for it. It's a free test that you can get on Google. I took the test. I got my certificate. So that's good for a year, which is cool. But what I've seen with SEO stuff, especially the Google Analytics and using the Google, I forget what they even call it now, the Google bidding strategies. It's almost all automated now. They're trying to make it more automated so that Google essentially is eliminating those jobs. And what you really see is you see people in that field. They're trying to create training courses more so than they are actually working in that field. That's always a bad sign to me. Because if the money was really in that field, then they'd be doing that job. You know what I mean? They wouldn't be teaching people how to do that job. So it's always a fine line there. I'm always a little bit weary when I see people doing training courses or coaching programs. I know that it's a very popular thing, but it does make me a little bit weary because I'm thinking, well, if what you're selling is so lucrative, then why aren't you just doing that? You always see people doing that with like online investments, like Forex. If you guys have ever heard of Forex, it's very interesting. People they do Forex training courses. But the thing with Forex is you can make essentially unlimited money. So if you're making unlimited money, why are you selling courses on how to do it? Why aren't you just doing the thing you're teaching about? Because you're going to make way more money doing that. It doesn't make any sense. Tim Baki says, LOL, is this Keanu? I missed that part and could still pick out who you're talking about. Yeah, Keanu Reeves. Good point out, man. Con Mazard, you said Joe was supposed to do another blood test. When will that be? I do not know. I'm not, that's not my thing. I'm not in on that one. Dave and him have been doing some behind the scenes coaching, if I recall. I know Dave mentioned that somewhere publicly. Otherwise, I would have just kept my mouth shut about it. Or Joe mentioned it publicly on his Instagram or something like that. So yeah, I would like an update with them as well. If they want to do it on my channel, I'm more than happy to have them on my channel. But to me, it seemed like something that they were doing on their side gig. And if they want to keep it, Dave and Joe, that's cool if that's what they want to do. If they want to do it on my channel, I'm more than happy to give them a whole episode for it. We can do like a Wednesday stream about it, something like that. And Planetary, most people have a stick up their ass, in my opinion. Good point, though. Yes, that's true. I do not have a stick up my ass, generally speaking. I'm very hard to offend. I've said this before on the stream. The only way to really piss me off is to annoy me. People that are annoying really piss me off. People that are trying to be offensive, say hurtful things, be mean, overtly mean. To me, that's like, I can be mean. So they're not gonna hurt me with words. What are they gonna say to me? You're ugly. You're skinny. You have carnivore rings under your eyes. Big deal. None of that matters. Lester says, maybe we can talk. We opened a bar and I'm opening another one. We are also opening smaller casino cafes, but we have no marketing really. Yeah, man, we could definitely talk. I would love to help you out with that. I've been thinking about, or actually I have been applying for jobs locally for marketing positions and stuff like that to do. It's all social media stuff now. Like marketing is gone. People aren't trying to identify markets anymore. They basically just hiring social media managers, and these guys are in charge of growing the brand through social media. That's all marketing is now. It's completely evolved into that. So Dark says, you watch anime, Drew? I do not watch anime. I'm sorry. I watch none of it. Tess, you say you're a gamer. What do you play? I've played everything. I've been a PC online gamer my entire life. I've had a computer hooked up to the internet since I was like 5 years old. Since the very first Pentiums came out. AOL 95, literally, chat rooms, been around the internet forever. Doing, I was playing Quake and Team Fortress back in the day. First person shooters are probably like my number one. And then right underneath of that, I really like MMORPGs. I used to play Ultima Online. It's like the best MMORPG ever created. Way before the time of World of Warcraft or anything like that. It's got a cult following. It's an extremely in-depth game. You create some serious enemies in there. You really learn how hateful people are and how bad people are, because people will screw you over in that game and they will not think twice about it. This game is so hardcore. People would be your friend in the game for like 6 months, and you'd play with them every day. Literally, you'd go do your little dungeon stuff with them. You'd fight people with them. You'd be friends. You talk about life with them and behind closed doors, because it's like a role-playing game, sort of. Imagine like The Sims and a game where you have fighting, like Diablo and The Sims put together, because it's a whole world. You can make houses and all this stuff. And you'd develop these friendships with these people, and you'd wake up one day and all your shit would be gone. They would literally just take everything from you. Everything from you. When I was 10 years old, I remember crying. I cried when I woke up one day. Everything in my house was gone. From my buddy who this guy on the internet, I played with him every single day. Took all my stuff. Kimberly says, hey Drew, could you say hi to Tomek? He's sitting next to me and wanted to startle him. Tomek, wake up. What are you doing? Brandon Treen, are you familiar with Ray Pete's underlying principles on nutrition and carbohydrate metabolism, or Danny Roddy? I am not. I'm sorry. I have never even heard of those guys. Well, actually, I vaguely have heard of them, but I don't know anything about them. Bobby just released episode 2 on Earthling Ed. Okay, we're going to watch that. Thank you, Clown. We're going to watch some of that. Today's a fun stream. We're going to kick it for about 2 hours. We've only been going for 20 minutes, so just sit back. If you're at work, keep getting paid to kick it with Drew. If you're at home and you're sweeping the floors, turn the volume up. We're going to keep it as much PG family friendly as we can today. We're going to do our thing. The only time we get riled up anymore is when we got the vegans on. Man, I made a post yesterday on Instagram that pissed a lot of people off. I got to tell you. I got comments from vegans. Murderer, asshole, dude, you're a dick. Just literally for posting meat pictures. And oh man, I got probably 15 people that wrote me yesterday. Most of them were like, thumbs up. Good job, Drew. Glad to have you back on the meat. Because I have a lot of personal friends on my Instagram. It's not something that I do for business. I don't do it for business. Instagram. I'm trying to keep all the business stuff, all the personality, online, social media stuff through YouTube if I can. That's why I'm using the community tab more. Somebody told me they wanted me to do that, and it's my pleasure. I think it's a really fun tool. Pre-EverQuest. Oh, yeah. You played Ultima Online, Lester. Really? Dude, you're like a real life character, man. You don't need to be gaming. You leave that for the skinny guys, man. Gung Fu says, so what is your plans for your channel? And also, are you back to training? Okay, so plans for the channel, we can get into that more later, but I really wanted to talk about the training, especially because we got Lester in here today too. And you too, Gung Fu, because I know you're a gym rat as well. Let me make sure I'm caught up with the chat. What's up, Tommy Kelly? How you doing, man? Welcome to the channel, of course. My boy Tommy. We're gonna have him on the show hopefully soon too. And we'll watch the Earthling Eye video. Don't let me forget, because you know how I do. And let's see. I let it run without music in the other tab for Bobby views. Yeah, man. Give Bobby those views, baby. Okay, so we're going to talk about the training real quick. All right, so for the first time in 8 years, I bought... Okay, not 8 years. No, that's not true. It's 5 years. It's been 5 years since I had a gym pass. Because I was working out my first year as a vegan, and I was cycling at the same time. So I just bought a gym pass, a legit gym pass, super dope gym. It's brand new. They got brand new Matrix equipment there. It's a really high-end brand. It's super nice stuff. It's got tons of... The gyms have evolved, guys. If you haven't been in a proper gym lately, they have truly evolved. The machines all have like 4 or 5 sides to them. It's an exciting time to be back in the gym because, at least in my area, gyms are packed. So they had to figure out a way to maximize the square footage of the workout areas because you can only have so much equipment, right? So I would say there's a wall that's probably... How do I even estimate this? It's probably 100 feet long. It's just an entire mirror of the entire wall, at least 100 feet long. And it's benches, like adjustable back benches all the way down the wall. So you should not have an issue finding a bench. Every gym I've been to before had like 3 adjustable benches. It's a nightmare. Yeah, I'm stoked on this gym. I'm really pumped. I can't wait to go back. We've got the grass turf area, where you can push the sled and all that stuff. You've got the there's 4 squat racks, powerlifting racks with the wooden floor and the rubber bumpers so that you could do deadlifts properly and not piss everybody off. Awesome, super awesome. They've got tons of benches for bench presses. What's up, Tall and Thin? How you doing? And yeah, it's of course they got tons of cardio equipment. We don't even go to that floor. It's 2 floors. They've got a cardio studio for the cycling. You can do classes for free there. There's an upstairs, they were doing like yoga there or something like that, but they're turning into like a movie theater room. That's all corny. I'm not interested in that. What's up, Gary? How you doing? So Dark says Tanny Raw, Marcus Rothkrantz, and Kara OK Raw are like the highest tier of healthy here on YouTube, I think. I don't know if they're the highest tier of healthy. But they're definitely the longest running vegans, raw vegans anyway, and they look they look okay. They look relatively healthy. I wrote to John Rose yesterday on his Facebook and on his YouTube channel, and I got no response. So I don't think he'll ever come on the channel. People wanted me to write to him. They're like, hey, you never know. I said, all right, you never know. And I wrote to him. Tanny? Tanny's here. Look at that. How'd you guys call her out? You just summoned her. What the heck? You guys just summoned Tanny Raw from the depths. Tanny, I want you on my show. Don't make me beg you. Bam! Hey, y'all, I'm just out here dancing. I'm grooving. I'm having a good time. We're out here in the sunshine. I don't know. You know what? I met her in the store the other day. She said, you know what, Tanny? I can't keep this weight off. And I said, baby, I don't even know what to tell you. I just go home. I'm the living light. There's, let's see, the prize is educating these Savage X vegans. You know, maybe somebody will go back to the fruit, to the plants. Maybe you'll inspire me, Tanny. I don't know. I had a mango the other day. It really upset my stomach. Taj says, Drew, what do you think about the fruitarian Andrew Perlow? I don't think he's fruitarian still, is he? Is he really? I think he's pretty level-headed with his information. I've read his website, actually. He gives pretty detailed stuff there. It's pretty good. So Dark says, getting to that level is probably like Grandmaster equivalent in chess. What do you mean? How much money will it take you to twerk right now? Man, that's a slippery slope. I don't even want to go there. Okay, seriously, I'm a little tripping out. How did you guys get Tanny Raw to get in here? That's funny. Okay, so I got love for all the people too, Tanny. Lester says, mango really makes my teeth hurt if I eat a lot of them. Interesting. Yeah, I bought mangoes and strawberries the other day, and every time I ate them, I had like a stomach problem after it. Perlot's doing high protein. Okay, good to know. Good to know. Gung Fu says, Drew, looking forward to some training videos on what you eat, etc. What's up, vegan deterioration? Okay, so I've been wanting to go back to the gym, all right? But here's what really got me off my ass and said, whatever it takes. Earthling Ed has actually been slowly putting on muscle, guys. I don't know if you've noticed this. I'm going to show you his latest video. He's actually doesn't look emaciated anymore. I'm going to pull this up right now. Yeah, Earthling Ed is not looking terrible.
Those animals, because they're dead already.
So it's a cultural thing, isn't it? So I guess just two more questions. I'm sorry to keep you. Do you think that culture should dictate morality and what's right and wrong?
No, I don't think anything should dictate
morality. Look at that. Earthling Ed. What an improvement.
Your own morality, right? You should do your own thing. Like, whatever you believe in, shouldn't impose your beliefs on anyone else. Like, live yourself. And
slightly thicker. I agree.
Like,
hang on one second. I want to take this little... I'm sorry to confuse you guys here.
What do you think is higher value?
There we go. I'm designing as we're going along here.
Life? Yeah. Pretty simple.
Yeah.
Now we're complete.
We lay out that way, but at the same time, when we buy something like
now we're complete.
Meat or dairy or eggs or something like that, we actually pride the taste over the life.
You think he's gone carnivore?
For that taste and that sensory pleasure.
I can see both sides of it. I guess people who are buying it are saying, I mean, it's already...
Ed Gaunt. Sorry, Ed Gaunt. My bad. So you gotta say, his name being Ed Gaunt? What? What? That is too classic.
A lot of people think morals are guided by culture.
Okay, so enough of you, Ed Gaunt. I've given you enough airtime. Yeah, he got the little vegan belly going. All right, so as far as the training goes, I'm looking to basically put on maximal muscle mass. Yeah, I think he does feel obliged to, since he's the poster boy for veganism, I think he does. I think people have been giving him a lot of fair criticism, saying that you look too skinny, you look sick. So, yeah. That made me believe, and then you got Jackson Foster Plantriotic out there trying to get ripped, which is hilarious. And then you have Ted Carr also like getting together a couple of good photos here and there with really good top-down lighting and really maximizing exactly what he looks like. And then you see him in other photos and he looks totally normal. So I'm here to basically shut this bullshit down. I'm going back to the gym. I'm going to lift maximal weights. I'm going to put on some actual muscle mass, and I'm going to show the vegans what it really looks like to leave veganism, lift heavy on meat. I'm done with the calisthenics stuff for now. I'm going to actually try and put on some actual muscle mass. Yeah, I couldn't listen to the Plantriotic talk with Baker either. Gary Wellman says, been doing super slow weight training on medium equipment as per the book Body by Science by Dr. Doug McGruff. I highly recommend it. Cool. Good to know. Yeah, I mean, if you guys remember, like 6 weeks ago, I was up here like pulling my shirt off, flexing my abs, doing, flexing nonstop. But honestly, like 6 weeks go by, you really start to lose your shape very quickly, because it's been about 6 weeks, I think, since I've stopped working out because of my chest. But it's feeling a lot better. I don't think that working out really aggravates it. I think it's just going to be like a time thing. It's going to take a little bit of time for it to go away, and I'm okay with that. My biceps always look like that. I'm kind of lucky with biceps. They're pretty much genetic. Even if I'm like super small, they still have like at least a good shape to them, and they might not be big. They might not be strong, but they look okay. But I will make them much juicier coming soon. Very, very soon. Trust me. Give me 3 months, and I will blow. Well, I already crushed Earthling Ed's results right now, but just wait. Permaculture Pagan, I'm making gains in the garden. Beautiful. So Dark, at one point, that one fellow was hella high health. Level 2, Tavis Bradley, one of the life regenerator friends, but he disappeared into the void, it seems. I remember that Tavis guy. Yeah. Life Regenerator was always having him on the channel. I would love to get Dan McDonald on the channel for sure. Anti-Vegan says it's crazy how muscle still won't go away as long as you're normally active. Muscle, yeah, if you're kind of putting in the work a little bit, you're gonna stay relatively active. Or sorry, you're gonna keep that muscle relatively well. Gary Roman says MedX machines drew strength and muscle gains in 3 months are staggering. MedX machines. I'm gonna have to look into that. Can you send me some link on that so I can just leave it up and maybe look at it later? Yeah, 3 months. You could put on some serious size in that amount of time. I'm sore in places I'm not sore from doing calisthenics. Keep in mind, I was about 6 weeks off. I'm very happy with my baseline strength right now. I'm happy to say that a lot of the calisthenic strength did carry over, but just simply not working out for 6 weeks or so, I am a little bit like out of, it's like you got to warm up again. Producer Chris, I don't care about my physique. You don't need to care about your physique, man. As long as you're healthy, who cares? Ooh, we can talk about the liver in a minute. We'll talk about the liver in a minute. Life Degenerator. Oh, come on. So yes, just funny. First day in the gym, there's this Asian lady there that's like thick as hell that was doing a live stream for the entire time I was in there. Full makeup, has her Instagram set up. You could tell she's like a professional. She has like the external battery with the phone attached to it, and she's sitting there doing all this like little Asian stuff to the camera, to her audience. It was hilarious. And it's just funny. Like, everybody's just walking by her. That's such a normal thing in society now to see somebody doing a live stream that you just don't even... everybody's just kind of like staying out of her way. Pretty funny. Kind of cool. That Freudian. That wasn't Freudian. I was reading it. Dan the Man was my first watched vegan YouTuber. I love Dan the Man. I will have him on my channel anytime. That guy's hilarious. His videos used to pump me up so much. His like water fasting videos, he was so deep in the emotional turmoil. It's fascinating to watch him talk about his water fasts. I used to really dig that stuff. Lester says, Gung Fu must be nice. It takes me longer to get back after an injury. Yeah, well, you're lifting serious weight, so you're probably doing some serious damage. All right, Lester, I'm going to be honest with you here. So deadlift is my thing, by the way. Out of the three movements, I think it's my leverages, my long arms, and I have long legs. And I think it leads me to being better at deadlifting than it does for bench press or squats. So I was happy to see that in this gym, you know, the deadlifting area is very serious. So it's a type of place where everybody's just leaving 135 on the bar across the lane. So if you have to lower it from there, I mean, you might as well just not even lift there. You don't belong in that area. So I was like, all right. I haven't deadlifted in a long ass time. I'm just going to step up and see if I can handle these 135s. Keep in mind, I haven't deadlifted in probably 5 years. And when I was doing calisthenics, I really wasn't doing any type of lower back strength exercises. My legs were particularly weak yesterday. Very, very, very embarrassingly weak. I don't even want to talk about that. But my back strength was not too bad. I was able to rep that 135 on the deadlift, no problem. I think I got like 10 reps for multiple sets. It was quite easy. So I'm happy next time to start cranking that up. I'm still going to experiment with a full body routine for the most part, and we'll see how it goes. Belle Delphine, yeah. That was Belle Delphine vibes from that lady in the gym yesterday doing her live stream for sure. Dan looks emaciated. I don't think Dan looks emaciated. I think Dan looks pretty good, especially for a raw vegan. Keep in mind, he's on the supplements, the enzymes from Pure his company that he works with. So, you know, keep that in mind. Tanny Ross says Dan rocks. I do agree. He's got good skin. He looks relatively fit. Keep in mind, he's a big guy. He's like 6'5". So, you know, there's meat-eating guys that are 6'5" that are kind of on that lankier side. It takes a lot of food to keep a man that large fueled up, man. Gung Fu says, bro, you get back to your old self quickly. Muscle memory. I have been off for almost 2 months, and I'm at my second workout, and I am back. Take me about a week to be back to where I was. Nice. Yeah, I think that it'll take me about a week to get back to my end of calisthenics strength. I put on a little bit of fat. You guys want to see? Fuck it, man. I'll show you guys. Here. You know how transparent we are around here. You want to see the starting size? Oh, by the way, I tested out at 9.9% body fat yesterday on their little electro machine or whatever. Here's the abs right now. So that's what we're at. Apparently 9.9%. I think that's too low. I've been eating cookies and drinking so much alcohol, man. I had beer yesterday. I had a margarita. I had tacos. But I will tell you this. My digestion, not good. Not so good. Yeah, I think I'm 12 to 13%. I told the guy at the gym yesterday when I signed up, I was like, because you know everybody's undershooting their body fat percentage when they sign up. He asked me, he's like, what do you think your body fat? He's trying to sell me the gym, you know, the membership package to do the personal training, all this stuff. And I know what he's doing, but I'm just playing along with him. Little does he know I'm a fucking carnivore researcher, social media dude that is doing these crazy experiments, and I'm on top of this. So he's like, what do you think your body fat percentage is? And I'm like, 12 to 13%. And he's like, okay. Do you want to check? And I was like, yeah, sure. And so he brings over the little scale or whatever. And yeah, sure enough, 9.9%. How many people overshoot their body fat percentage, you figure, in the gym? They're probably like, you know, I'm 18%. And then the scale's like 28%. That's more like it. I think he was even shocked when he saw it. He's like, holy okay, 9.9? But I truly think that I'm more about 13, especially because it's all in my belly. Yeah. The abs are there. Someone said something about Dan. Trust me, Dan doesn't love you. I don't know. You know, I've heard interesting things about Dan McDonald. Keep in mind, you know, you guys know I lived in Hawaii. I had a lot of friends that have met Dan McDonald. They've spent time with Dan McDonald. And I'm not talking shit or anything, but I was really high on Dan when I first got there. I was like, oh man, I hope Dan comes through to the Big Island. I want to meet him, blah, blah, blah. And they're like, why do you want to meet Dan McDonald? I just thought he was cool, you know? And they're all telling me like, yeah, he's pretty weird. Like, he's pretty weird. He's really intense and he's really weird. And he's in his own world when he's talking to you. So I hope that, you know, I don't know. You never know with these social media people. Some of them are like so off, you know, like their personality in their videos is, how do I say this? Sometimes when people have a big personality and it comes through videos, sometimes they take that personality to real life, and that's not a good thing. It's like they are the person in their video, but that's not a good thing when you're dealing with people. You can't apply that, you know, in all the cases, in every case of life. You know, you wouldn't be like in church or in a bank or on an airplane and acting all crazy like some of these people do in their videos. You know? Just doesn't. But I've seen people do that. It's like they've developed a character for their channel, which is cool. I get it. But then they are playing that character in real life when the cameras are off. That's weird. Gung Fu says, I love margaritas. Lemon, lime, frozen. I went to El Torito yesterday. It's like a chain restaurant here. Chain Mexican food. It's really good. For a chain, it's very good. It's just kind of expensive. Anti-vegan says, actual muscle, not skin and bones. Yes, yes, yes. And honestly, if you want, I think me putting on a little bit of fat has actually helped my injury. That's just a speculation. That's total speculation. Beer and cookies, yes, please. You know, you got to do what's right for you. If you're able to handle beer and cookies without gaining the fat you don't want, and while still feeling good, and while having good digestion and good health, then I don't see an issue with it. If it's leading you down the dark path of horrible digestion, which it has been for me this last week especially. You guys know it was my birthday last week. I went crazy. I drank all day on the 4th. I had some form of alcohol every day for like a week straight. It's going to end soon, though, because it's going to end now, actually. My buddy Jeff, who's home from dental school, he is going back home this weekend. Or he's moving to Colorado. He's going to practice his dentistry. Rasmer says, you consume less caffeine now. It affects your digestion. I don't consume that much caffeine. I've been doing like a cup of coffee a day, let's say. On average. Permaculture vegan sweating like a whore in church. Dan is obviously weird, but he's a good guy. Yeah. Amanda says, Drew, were you dehydrated? That can make it look leaner on those scales. I don't think I was dehydrated, no. It was kind of a warm day, but I don't think I was dehydrated. I definitely wasn't dehydrated, as a matter of fact, because I came in pretty heavy on the scale. I've been waking up at like 142, 143, which is super light, don't get me wrong, but I was actually heavier when I was there. So I know that I wasn't dehydrated. I weighed in at like 145 on his scale. Booze is mycotoxic. Yeah, booze is not good, man. I'm not saying it's good. But it is fun. And it can be used as a treat every once in a while if you want to socialize or, you know, just live your life, man. We are all going to die at some point anyway, so trying to micromanage and maximize every single second may be counterproductive. That's all I'm saying. Rosalind says, I wish I never started caffeine. Yeah, I wish I never had caffeine either. Tassie is looking wiser by the day. Interesting, Shakotan. Thank you. Thank you for letting us know that. I'm always interested in Tassie's health. I'm always worried about that guy. Ina Rice says, Dan was the one who made me go raw vegan 8 years ago. Are you still raw vegan or vegan, Ina? Curious to know. What is the Tufano drama? You know, I don't know a whole lot about it, but we'll get into that in a bit. Silver Winter says, thoughts on enemas? Oh my goodness. So enemas, I feel like are, if you are a vegan anyway, or your digestion is out of whack, I feel like enemas can really reset your system. I recommend people to try them out if they are trying to get their system back in order, for sure. Ina went back to meat in January. Thank God. Tell us how you feel. Just, give me a little comment. I'll read it to the audience. The weirdest thing about Dan is the weird religious purity mentality that he has. Yeah, he's always trying to get out the heavy metal toxins out of his brain. But it's like, dude, you've been living in Hawaii for like 10 years. You've been detoxing and drinking juice and fasting for like 15 years. There's no way that you still need to be doing that stuff. Molly Alf Durmauer says, Drew, really inspiring me and changing the game. Molly, I appreciate your comments. I know that you've written me, and I'm so happy for you that you are back on the animal foods and you're regaining your health. See, this is the type of person that I do this channel for, man. Molly was really struggling. I don't know her whole story. I know that she struggled with anorexia in the past and maybe still. But she was vegan and she was really suffering. Let's just say that. Malnourished. And back on the animal foods because of channels like mine and Bobby's Perspective and Primal Edge Health and all these other people that are putting this message out there. People that have tried veganism and it didn't work for them. And then the vegans are trying to quiet us down. They're like, why do you not support a compassionate lifestyle? We understand it didn't work for you, but just like step away and disappear. No, man, you guys aren't quiet. You guys are lying to people, telling them that it will work for every single person. Then that's not true. That's all we care about is getting to the truth of it. Ina Rice says she doesn't have diarrhea anymore. Okay, good to know. One sentence. That's all you needed to say. I don't have diarrhea anymore. I gotcha. Perfect. I'm glad. It's all I need to know. Fraternalism reminds me of Scientology. Yeah. So Dark says there's more effective ways than enemas, but it's kinky AF. Even I don't dare to explain the details. Enemas are good. If you're all plugged up and all jammed up in there, enemas are good. If you're vegan and you're struggling with digestive issues and you want to just clean out, go do just plain. Don't do crazy coffee and lime and lemon water enemas and all this crazy shit. You don't need to do that. Just go get yourself some warm water, not too hot, and start doing it before the shower every night. And you will understand finally what it feels like to have a clean colon, an empty colon. And once you experience that for the first time, you'll say, I want to shoot for this empty colon feeling all the time. And what you're going to realize is that you can't really get there as a vegan, but you can as a carnivore. Maybe you can run through what your training program will look like, muscle groups and what exercises, sets, reps, maybe an idea for a video in the nearest yeah, thank you. I will consider that. But I can give you a brief rundown of what I'm up to right now. So I still want to test out the full body workout mentality. I want to do like 2 sets of medium to intense difficulty for each body part at least. So like for instance, yesterday to work back is a real big muscle group. So I did dumbbell rows on the bench and I did deadlifts. So to me, that's a solid back workout for hypertrophy purposes. So 2 sets of the back rows, 2 sets of deadlifts. And of course I make sure I warm up and everything so that I don't just go in and hammer it. But what I want to start doing is getting like those 2 solid sets in and then really pushing the maximum potential. That's something I've never done in the gym is shoot for maxes. So I'm going to always be working to get that next weight up. And I've made the biggest gains when I've done that. Back when I was really young, when I was like 18, 19 years old, I had this correspondence with this guy on bodybuilding.com, this professional bodybuilder guy, and we talked in the private messages on there. And he was like, yeah, honestly, you're going to make the most gains if you are focusing on hitting 3 to 5 reps on your last set. And so that's what I did. And it was very tough on the central nervous system because you're just like hammering yourself. But I did make the most amount of gains back then, for sure. So I'm going to try and do that now. I'm going to go back to like putting on max efforts. I'm going to try this. Taking off this HDR button. Let's see what this does. It doesn't look like it does anything. Playing with the settings on my new camera here. You guys want to see what the old camera looks like? There's a lot of you that didn't see it earlier. This is my normal old camera. What do you guys think? Is there a difference? This is the old camera. What do you think? And it doesn't focus either, watch. So like if I want to show something, that's as good as it gets. These are actual notes from when I day 15 juice fast. I took notes when I was talking to John Rose on the phone. Look at that. Now I'll show you on the new camera. Hold on. Bam. And then if I want to show that, should focus even better than that. Oh, there we go. Focused. Cool. Pretty sweet, right? Glad you guys are stoked on the camera. Somebody told me immediately. I was like, all right, cool. Yeah, the color is way better too. It's just got a much better. I mean, one camera is 720p, no focus, no zoom features. It was, I believe, $30 when I got it, and that was like 6 years ago. And this new camera is like $160. It actually shoots 4K. I don't know how to do that yet. We'll see if I can somehow get it to do that. I'll see if I can play with it a little bit more. I just plugged it in. I didn't have time to mess around with it too much. Tommy Kelly giving Molly the support. So glad to hear you're recovering well, as struggled with anorexia myself, and that's a big part of content on your channel, dude. I see, you got to do what works. Thanks for the shout out. Never quiet your message. You are more inspirational than 100 vegan channels. Molly, I love you. Thank you so much for the love. I love doing this stuff, guys. I do love doing this stuff. I enjoy the whole entertainment aspect, being in front of speaking in the microphone, all this stuff. But there is some work aspect to this, so don't get me wrong. It's a good time, but it does require time, effort, email correspondence. I mean, as much time as you guys see me in front of the camera, I'm spending at least that amount of time getting interviews together, trying to make the production quality better, talking to people behind the scenes, doing research on stuff that I don't even really want to do research on. I'm trying to keep up with this stuff. Sarah says, Drew, I was falling asleep, or did you say that you had gained some fat? And did I tell you that you might have the organ fat, which takes fasting to get rid of? So, I don't think I've gained too much fat. I don't think I said that. I've gained a little bit of squish on top of my abs, but it's not bad. So Dark says John Rose doesn't know about Candida people for some reason. Yeah, so John Rose, I've talked to him twice on the phone back in the day when I was doing my juice fast. I brought up to him, I was like, hey, I've been doing research. 50%, all the science that I read says that 50% of your poop weight by volume is bacteria. And he's like, oh, like he'd never even heard of that before. And he's over here telling people that everything that comes out of you is like cellular waste matter. That's not true. half of what comes out of you is bacteria, and he didn't even know that. That's basic information. You could Google that right now. What is poop made out of? Half of it's bacteria. John Rose didn't even know that. Brought it up to him. He deletes my comments. Banned me from his channel. The camera model is the Logitech Brio 4K. I just got it. Vegan gains and the mic. The vegan are these kinds of people who just want to listen to studies instead of looking people in the eyes and telling the truth. Yep, I totally agree with you. It's not hard to see that veganism is not working for a lot of people. It's not working. There's guys like Tommy Kelly, right? Tofu Tommy, who are vegan activists. Like, they weren't vegan for the health, primarily. They were vegan activists. Like, deep programming into the vegan hole. Tommy's got pictures with Earthling Ed, side by side, arm in arm, smiling together. He's got pictures with Joey Carbstrong. I mean, this guy was deep in the movement. And his own doctors and his own body were telling him that he needs to start consuming animal foods because he simply could not get enough nutrition from the plant foods. And yet you'll still have vegans say that he did it wrong or something like that. Like, this guy was trying to do it as right as possible. Like, it breaks Tommy's heart to have to consume an animal. Physically makes him emotionally sad. My Life in the Sunshine says, Drew... Oh, sorry. I'm working to get a mic and headphones and some other equipment, Drew, because if you'll still have me, I have a secret to reveal on your show. Eee! Yeah. All right. Get your shit together, and you don't need much. Like, you can do it straight from your phone. If you have a smartphone, we can do the whole thing straight from your phone. All you need is the headphones that came with your phone, and that'll probably be good enough. Anti-Vegan says, do you still get hate comments from psycho vegans? Yeah, I got 2 yesterday for posting meat on my Instagram. They called me an asshole and a murderer, and one said that I'm a dick. And then we had a nice chat, and then she ended the chat with, actually, you seem pretty reasonable. I was like, okay. Thank you for that banter, I guess. Keeping me sharp out here. T. Tribby says she's doing OMAD at the moment. Easy enough, but I miss my heavy cream in my coffee. Yeah, OMAD is an interesting thing. I think it could work if you're not trying to work out or be super... If you're trying to lose weight, I think OMAD's good. I don't know about vegan foot soldiers' progress with this training. Haven't seen him in a while. These guys all just fade out. They try a couple things and then they're done. Found out today that Brianna Jack Fruitson is no longer vegan, and I had no idea. I actually wrote to her recently as well. Somebody gave me a hot tip a couple weeks ago. I actually forgot who it was, but I wrote her immediately, and I wanted her on my show. She did not respond to me. Tanny Raw says, veganism does not work for everyone. Most people don't want to tweak it to refinement for them. Well, Tanny, I mean, I tried damn near everything. I literally ate high protein, low protein, truly properly whole foods plant-based. I could not put on any muscle mass. I never felt too bad as a vegan. I think it's because I ate enough food. But I definitely had tooth issues. I eventually had libido decrease. I definitely had muscle gaining issues the whole time. You know, the more protein, the better. And yeah. Jonathan said, someone said, did this guy go from being vegan to eating everything? Like, how could you do that? OMAD sucks. I do agree that OMAD kind of sucks. So it's a bit overhyped. And I don't know what you mean by that, but yeah, I definitely eat everything. I don't know if you're talking to me. Did you ever do nasty wild greens, Drew? What do you mean by wild greens? Like dandelions and stuff? I juiced them when I was doing my 30-day juice fast. I had a couple days where I was like trying to get real nitty, like real gritty with it. And I ended up doing dandelion juice and it was terrible. So bad. Lester said, when I tried vegan, I even did leucine with every meal. Yeah, I noticed that leucine is above and beyond all the other amino acids in the vegan protein powders. They amp up the leucine like crazy. Like they know that the leucine is deplete in the vegan diet. You don't see anybody on the vegan diet making gains without protein powders, and namely Vivo protein powders, because those have digestive enzymes built into them. So those actually allow you to digest the food that you're eating. John made a recent video where he says meat's tasty because of spices. What's up with that? Let's take a look at that. Let's take a look at that video, because I may have seen that video and I may have commented already on that video, and I want to show you guys how freaking sketchy and fake John Rose is. Here we go. Look at this. Let's pop it up on the third window. I hope you guys can see this. Here's John's video that he posted yesterday. No one loves the taste of meat. They love the taste of spices. Okay, just 2 days ago, I posted on my community tab that I was eating raw calf's liver. I'm not going to say it was the most amazing tasting thing in the world, but I can see that there's a case for raw food. I mean, if I can handle liver now, then that means that other foods taste better to me. Like I can handle certainly raw tuna. And look at this. I commented on John's channel right here. I hope you guys can read that. There's no likes, nothing. No replies to my comment, which means 100% that he has me blocked on the channel. Only I can read my own comment. And what I said was, in bold, conveniently ignores that sushi is probably the most popular dish in the world. John, I was an early subscriber of yours, and we have spoken on the phone during my 30-day juice fast. I made the original blueprint to share with people on how to do your juice protocol. Why do you delete my comments on your page when I point out flaws in your juicing theories? I am here to help people, as I hope you are as well. I would like to invite you to be on my show. A lot of my subscribers have requested you. Nothing. Crickets. No likes, no comments. You best believe that if this comment was actually visible on his page right now, that there would at least be some people pissed off at me and disagreeing. So that's how I know that I'm blocked. Ridiculous. This guy's ridiculous. Guy is ridiculous, man. You can't like that post. It's not there. Gung Fu says go like the post. You can't see it there. It's not going to be on his channel. You won't be able to see it. He's got me blocked. These guys don't want any real opposition to what they're saying. They're not there to have a conversation at all. They're not there to even accept that they might be wrong even 1%. This is true psychopathy, John Rose. The fact that he is so wrong about very, very basic, fundamental understandings of biology. Like, he doesn't understand that soluble fiber passes through juice, liquid juice, into your gut. Bacteria attaches to that, creates a huge mound of shit, and that's what you're pooping out every day on your juice fast. And he's got everybody believing that they're pooping out cellular waste matter, and that's what they're actually seeing in the toilet. So he's created this system where people, it's a positive feedback, it's a positive result, it's a false positive. They're seeing the result that he's promising, and it makes him look like this genius. I know that I did, because I have made so many posts on his channel saying like, dude, it's day 24 and I'm still pooping out solid. It's amazing. How's that possible? Yeah, but then I did the research on it and I actually started to understand what was really coming out of my body. Someone says he looks like a fake vegan. Maybe he isn't really vegan and eats meat still here on the side. Well, he is more about eating things raw. So people have commented that he's kind of supportive of eating raw eggs. And maybe that's what he does. Maybe that's what he doesn't do. I don't know. Can't speculate there. His teeth do not look very healthy. I do know that. Oh, yeah. My post is not showing because it's not there. It's been deleted 100%. And let's see. Let's see if he what he did with my Facebook page, because I posted on his Facebook yesterday. I bet you I'm blocked at this point. Wow, he left my post up on his Facebook page. I think you'll be able to see it there. ADIQers in his comments. Yeah, see, I'm not down with the whole alternate YouTube account. I'm not going to go that route. I'd just rather represent myself on YouTube as Drew Morg consistently, whether I'm commenting on a vegan's channel, a carnivore's channel, or car videos. I mean, you'll be able to see my comments all over YouTube. I make comments on everything. And I always do it from my main account. I have no alternative accounts. What does Cole Robinson do? Yeah, Lester, I'm with you, man. I'm stoked to talk to you more about the whole bar social media thing. Definitely. Whatever it is you got going on. Jonathan said to Lester, yeah, my lifting suffered. I had to wait till the night to train because my food digested way too slow and I felt lazy as fuck. Yeah. I always talk about like the window of energy that you have after vegan food. So like, let's say you have a big smoothie, 1,000-calorie smoothie for lunch, right? So let's say you finish this smoothie. Now you've got a belly full of liquid. You're going to probably have to pee every 20 minutes. Let's say every hour. You got to pee every hour. It's still a lot. So you finish your smoothie, you let it kind of settle, not fully digest. I'm just talking like settle so that you can move. So that takes about 20 minutes. Then you pee once, and then you have like 1 solid hour that you can do some good intense activity. And then after that hour, you're going to start getting hungry. You're going to have to pee again, and you're probably going to be starting to get a little bit tired because your blood sugar is going to crash. That's like the arc of working out as a vegan. You have very limited time. Molly, poor Molly. Molly says, I already feel guilty eating, and the vegan community just confirms that over and over. It's a mind fuck for people with eating disorders. Well, here's something that may help you with your situation, Molly. If you find the right foods, let's just say hypothetically those foods are carnivore, animal foods, then your body, you can finally start to trust your body to eat the right amount of those foods. Isn't that wonderful? That was what was promised as a vegan. I do know that. As a vegan, all those things were promised. Your body's going to self-regulate. Your body's going to tell you how many carbs you need to eat. Your body's going to do this. Your body's going to do that. You're going to naturally lose weight. You're going to naturally feel amazing. Your digestion's going to get better. None of that happened. None of that happened. I felt pretty good for like the first year because the sugar high was pretty enjoyable. I was eating mad fruit. It was so exciting. It's part of this new thing. Cycling. My cycling performance was pretty good. My gym performance sucked. My cycling was okay, though. Dude, you guys need to understand that I made... When we're talking about old school juicing, I made the original blueprint to John Rose's Juice Fast. I shared it with hundreds of people. Look at this. I'll prove it to you right here. This is in my Google Drive right now. I'll show you right here. Bam. The John Rose Juice Fasting Protocol in my drive. That's my file. This is my shit right here. I made this. And I shared it with people on his page. The vegans think they know what's up. I'm deeper than any of those vegans. This is my file here, guys. This was shared probably thousands of times on his channel. I helped build John Rose's damn channel. And this guy won't even respond to me. What a dick. He told me he would kill somebody. I can't remember their names. He told me he would run these guys over if he saw them in real life. They were people who created like some ketogenic book back in the 80s or 90s. He said it would be worth it. Even if he went to jail. Guy's crazy, man. Literally, he's crazy. Who says that to somebody the first time you talk to him on the phone? Yeah. Just giving you guys the insight. And you know, and I wouldn't really be spilling these beans if this guy would actually talk to me. But people wonder why I have sort of the gumption to say the things that I do. Because I'm telling the truth, and these people are not. They're full of shit. They're not real, man. Seriously, a lot of them are not real. Look at Kassar. He still can't do much fruit after 15 years, no meat. What do you mean he can't eat fruit? Yes, sir. Vegan mental illness. It happens, man. It does. I don't know if it's from the veganism. They may have started out that way, and then they happen to be drawn to veganism. Kokobora says, same here with the cycling. Was fastest when plant-based. Not as good since being carnivore, omnivore. Not sure why. Only I think maybe I need more carbs and need to work out the right amount. I'm sure you'll find your way. I mean, you know, there's not a single pro rider that is a vegan, so I think that you'll be all right if you're doing some meat. Of course, you'll find your way with that. But all I'm saying is that if you're a new rider and you're cycling and you're eating a ton of carbs, obviously you're going to be able to have energy. So that is something that does work for in veganism's favor. I don't know if it's the most optimal. I never tried being a cyclist as an omnivore, so chances are I'll kick the crap out of myself as my vegan version of myself, because now I can probably generate a lot more power and get my legs strong. My legs were not getting much stronger in terms of like mass or size or anything like that. Oh, Anti-Vegan's going to do a fraud vid on John Rose. There you go. I just gave you some material right there. Planetary Farm says, I never had cavities even as a kid. 2 years vegan, 10 effing cavities. I still stayed vegan another 2 years. That's exactly the timeline that I had it. 1 year into veganism, I went to the dentist. They said, you're looking good, Drew, as always. I said, cool, thank you very much. 6 months later, I watched these like white outlines on my teeth along my gum line form. Like day after day, I watched these thick, weird, like hardened things, plaques or something, form around my gum lines on a couple of my teeth. I had to go get them drilled out. And then I had bonding put on it. Four of those. It was terrible. It was absolutely terrible. Isn't that because you were eating high fruit, not because you were vegan? I would like to say that, but I don't think that's the case, because even when I stopped eating and drinking orange juice so much, I still had decay that kept going on. So now on a few of my teeth up near the gum line, there's quite a bit of enamel erosion. And luckily my friend's a dentist, and hopefully I'm going to have him do some, clean up on me. Tofu Tommy uploaded a video saying he is no longer vegan, says he has to eat meat for health reasons. Yes, he did. I've been in communication with Tofu Tommy for a while now regarding that. Go ahead and use that clip, Anti-Vegan. Go for it. Ooh, what do we got? JG? Oh, my boy, JG. Drew, you may be the vegan assassin, but anti-vegan is the demolition team. She'll get it done. Also, a shout out to Honest AF and Planetary Farms. I agree, man. See, my vegan assassin techniques are a little unorthodox. Anti-vegan, on the other hand, there's no question what she's up to. See, I poison the mind. She destroys them. She hits them with a nuclear bomb. I implement more of a confusion, seed planting techniques. It's a little bit different. We go about it different ways. But we need everybody on the team. I'm pretty hungry for beans. I'm weak against the plant foods. Well, then maybe you should try and eat some. See, for me, when I'm eating beans, let's say, and they mess my digestion up the next day, I don't care too much. 1 or 2 times. But if I start eating that type of food every day and every day for a week, let's say, which is what happened to me this past week, gives me terrible digestion, then I'm done. Like right now I have one last box of cookies, which doesn't do too much bad stuff to me, but for the record, I'm lucky that way, I guess. And then I have all meat. So it's like this last box of cookies and meat. Yesterday I had some tacos, but we're not going to talk about that. Drew let me slip by. What happened? What did I miss? Ooh, Honest AF. Ooh, I see. I feel the love. Ron Paul Girl says JG is a moron. There is something wacko about John Rose. Oh yeah. And I just shared it. Let's watch Bobby's video. What do you guys say? Drew is Carnivore, anti-vegan is... Okay, I don't even know if that's English. Nicholas, come on, man. John Rose is an AIDS denier. Interesting, I didn't know. Yeah, there's a reason why John Rose uses like a 720p cell phone camera and doesn't upgrade his quality, isn't there? I do know what Krav Maga is. I couldn't understand what the heck you were trying to say. Ron Paul Girl says Honest AF should change her name to Honestly Slow. Ooh, Ron Paul with the heat. God, Ron, you're so lucky that you voted Trump, Ron Paul. I mean, I would have banned you so long ago. But, you know, from one Trump fan to another. Chris Kruger finishing this call. We got a few things to handle first, Chris. I'm going to show the Bobby video. We may have a guest speaker, Chris Kruger, come in. We had Tanny Raw earlier, Gung Fu. She's still in here, apparently. She just wants to give me the view. Appreciate that. I love that Tanny was in here. Now I know she's dodging me on purpose. I can deal with that. But what's annoying is somebody getting my request to come on the show and then they just pretend like they don't read it. They pretend like they never got it. But now I know Tanny's heard it. If she doesn't want to come on the show, that's fine, no pressure. But what I hate is when people just ghost you. Just say no. Be like, I don't like your content. Screw off. I can handle that. That's fine. Let's see. Bobby's perspective. Tanny says, I didn't get that last direct message. You pointed out to me, and I went and I looked for it, but it wasn't there on Instagram. Oh, okay. Well, then I guess now you know you want to come on the show. If you want to come on, just message me on Instagram, and I will get you on because I want you to come on. I've had a lot of requests for you. I tried to make it a surprise, and I was like, who do I actually respect from the vegan community? I like Tanny. She's had a consistent message. I feel like she's pretty healthy. And I want her to come on and represent what, we can have a conversation. Like the Michelle Lowe conversation. That wasn't painful. Now, if Raw Vegan Ginger came on my show, we'd probably not have the same pleasant type of contact. Ron Paul Girl says, Honest AF just needs some good hard spankings. Ron. Wow, Honest AF, you have a lot of male attention in here. Jeez Louise. JG Lee says, Drew is kind not to boot Ron Paul out. I am down with vegans being in here and being vegan. I'm okay with it. But at least be entertaining. At least offer something. Don't just be annoying. If you guys remember that old person that was in here, that Senka person, they were constantly just saying the same stupid one or two vegan, things. It's like I'm watching Forks Over Knives or something. Like, I get it. This is we're beyond that. We're moving forward. Intellectually honest vegans don't stay for long. Ouch. Let's see. Anti-vegan says, sorry, I cannot stand Raw Vegan Ginger. She harassed me hardcore on Instagram. Yeah, she tried to make some point the other day, what gives me the right to say the thing? Because she was talking shit on Tim Sheaf again. She said, Tim destroyed Tim's health. And I said, what gives you the right to say that? You don't know Tim. You never met Tim in real life. You don't know what he ate. You have no idea what you're talking about. And I said, I met Tim in Hawaii before he did his juice fast, before he did his water fast, before he even went raw vegan. And he showed me the fungus underneath of his toenails. Like, the dude was struggling for his health. He was worried, And he was trying to go raw vegan. He was trying to do all the things that Raw Vegan Ginger would probably promote, and it didn't work for him. And then she goes and says Tim is the one who destroyed his own health. Like, that's incorrect to say that. And then she said, okay, well, what gives you she's like, maybe freedom of speech gives me the things, or gives me the right to say what I want to say. And what gives you the right to say the mean things that you said about me? I said, what did I say about you that was incorrect? I said, you abused trust with Elise, my friend, girlfriend now, but friend at the time. You abused trust by messaging her in the DMs and asking her personal questions. And she was, she felt like she had to do what she had to do to protect herself. And then she ended up posting that stuff online anyways. Like, that's a shitty person. If you're DMing people and then you're outing them without their consent, you're not cool at all. You're whack. I told her that she seems like the type of girl to key her ex-boyfriend's car. And guess what? Crickets, guys. No response to that post. She's probably keyed somebody's car and just slinkered away, dude. Producer Chris, Drew, do you have housekeepers? No, I do not. Got to clean my own shit, man. Anyways, enough about her. Got to catch up with the chat. You guys got me fired up. The chat's out of control right now. Tanny says, okay, no. Tanny, we already read Tanny. Ginger doesn't like me either. Tanny? Really? You even got infighting on the raw vegan community? Ha ha ha. Now you know. Thank you for the $2, Chris, by the way. If Ginger doesn't like Tanny, she must not like anyone. Yep, pretty much. Like, we're in the carnivore chat here, and Tanny is being loved by everybody. Like, there's no issue. But raw vegan Ginger doesn't even like you? God, jeez. I mean, whatever. She lives locally, too. I actually invited Raw Vegan Ginger on my channel, by the way. I had a couple drinks. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to invite Raw Vegan Ginger on the show. And hold on, let me see if I can find Let me see if I can find it. Here we go. You guys ready for this? Yo. Nobody who is doing this except for Drew Morg. You guys ready for this? Look at this. Raw vegan ginger. I sent her a link. I said, big stream tomorrow. I hope you make it. You are greatly appreciated in this community. No response. That was June 21st. You like that? Guys like that? Come on. We ain't scared of Ginger. Bring her on here. Let's go, Ginger. CMC, he's... Come on, man. CMC has... He's kicked the bucket, man. CMC is out of his mind. He's got like the transgender series or something? What is he talking about? What is he talking about? I watched it. I watched his one on Elise with Elise. And we were both laughing so hard. Like the low butt syndrome. And we kept saying we had low butt all day. It was hilarious. CMC is on point, bud. Hey, whatever you want to think, man. It's whatever. Oh, God. See, like, I forget half the shit that I do, and I'm just over here playing around and showing you guys. I love this. This is great. I'm so glad we can all hang out here like this. This is great. Oh, he's still living in his van? Okay, good. Oh, somebody said something earlier. I wanted to get back to it. Was it Tanny? Oh, well, I'm going to have to let it go. CMC has Drew on the Tranny Watch Club. It's hilarious. Do we need to give a CMC shout out here? God damn it. He only has one channel now, right? I mean, he's got a Ravana. He's got a Ravana thing. Really? Elise, really? Elise is 4 feet 10 inches tall. That's physically not even possible for her to be born as a man. Like, what? What else is there to say about that? I mean, physically too short to be a man. Whatever. CMC, he's insane. He's ridiculous. He's absolutely ridiculous. Men can be midgets, but midgets are shorter than 4 feet 10. So, yeah. Yeah, Planetary Farms. He says that Ravana and Elise are both potentially on the male to female transgender list. They're on the watch list. The vegan drama is dead because the vegan movement is dead. Let's go to Happy Healthy Vegan channel. Watch this. Let's see. Just desktop. I don't like sharing the whole desktop, but let's see here. This is very sloppy here. Jeez, my production is shit. Happy Healthy Vegan, they hit 200K subscribers like over a year ago, or 2 years ago maybe, and they haven't even gained any subscribers. It's just dead. There's nothing going on. Right? That's my take on it. Anyway. I've been wanting to do this for a while, and doing it on stream is not cool, but you know what? We got to do it. There we go. I like that. So let's watch Bobby's video, yeah? Bobby's Perspectivo. The mysterious. Are you guys ready for this? Ooh. Philosophy and Fruit, welcome. You're not late. You're just on time, baby. I feel like I'm watching X-Files when I tune in.
Previously on Bobby's Perspective.
So my name's Ed Winters.
Who is Ed Winters?
Who
It is
is
an artificially
Ed
created,
Winters?
dangerous movement which has actors put into place to brain.
First of all, let's take a moment to respect Bobby's editing. Hands down, the best. Definitely the best food YouTubers editing. Hands down.
Brainwash the masses and the most vulnerable ones, our children. Edward Gaunt. He does not provide his home address, but an accountant's address. You will see that it has been set up as a private limited company, not as a charity or a non-profit company. If you position yourself as a public figure, especially one that receives thousands of pounds in donations, you have to be accountable and transparent.
$6,800 a month? Fuck it. I'm going back to vegan activism, dude. So people are giving him $6,800 a month? What the heck?
Since the first episode of the mysterious case of Earthling Ed hit YouTube, his team went really out of their way to cover all of their tracks. First, my subscribers reported that all of their comments on Ed Gaunt's channel were deleted. Then, the bombshell hit. His team was forced to change their Wikipedia page. Who the mysterious editor is, we still do not know. The account was created hours after my video was released. The first edit on their page, you guessed it, was the official renaming from Ed Winters to Edward Gaunt. Further, they had no choice but to rephrase their alleged non-profit organization and give it a whole new definition.
No way.
Non-profit ethos. Which means exactly absolutely nothing. What is the money
Bobby!
used for? Before we uncover further mysteries, let's take a step back into the past.
This is so good. I'm like, if I was high right now, I'd be so scared. Yo, light up, guys. This is getting crazy.
Here we see a very young Earthling Ed with his brother and stepsister. No mistaking, it's him. He has
Nicholas!
a very distinctive hairline.
Nicholas hit the pipe and he's scared, dude. Bobby, you're freaking us out, man.
Certain facial ratios, distance between the eyes, ear position, mouth shape, those metrics do not change. We all hold a very unique facial expression in our eyes. Although now Edward has that vegan, empty, soulless look. What happened to
His
little
skin
Edward
looks so
Gaunt?
bad.
How did he become Earthling Ed? My source dug deeper and found out that this guy does not even show up on the UK electoral roll, which means he has never registered to vote. To be so well known and leave no trace of your real identity.
See, that's how skinny he was
takes
before. See that? He's real skinny before. And his recent video, he's definitely put on some mass.
some pretty meticulous planning. There is nothing to link him to his family. He disappeared from all family photos, all records. Again, the name Edward Gaunt was only to be found on company's house register before I unmasked his true identity. Still, he has not legally changed his name, which is why he had to submit his real name to company's house. He lives in London with his
The music.
girlfriend Luna Woods. Who is this Luna Woods? How did they meet? Earthling Ed and Luna Woods are the co-founders of the London-based so-called animal rights organization Search. Ed Winters has officially introduced Luna as his life partner. Who is this Luna Woods? How did they meet? Searching for Luna Woods is just as fruitful as searching for Ed Winters.
Luna
No
Woods.
family history,
That's a
no
fake name.
professional background, no university degrees, nothing. Given that they're both the co-founders of Search, could it be that they're tied in other business relations? Let's double check the company's house register. We started looking for Kirsty Adams, but we had no luck.
Hey, Nicholas,
But when we
drink the-
searched for Edward
drink the raw milk.
Gaunt and Lorna
Maybe some butter.
Lord, bingo! The Westminster University. So they both
What
went
up, Frankie's
to
twink?
Westminster University and studied for
Frankie's Fairy Boy Twink Club. How close are you to the Frankie community? Because, like, what's the deal lately? I saw that he was harassing Sean Baker, and I just thought that was pretty weird. You know, I went to Frank's stream twice. I went there recently, like last week. He was doing one of those like critiques or whatever, making fun of vegans, and I hit him up in the chat, and the chat was not that crazy. Like, he definitely read my posts because I was talking in there a lot. And I was like, "Hey Frank, what's up, man? Like, bring me on. I'd love to chat with you. We can make fun of vegans, whatever." And he literally just like glazed his eyes over every single time that I wrote to him. I did it a couple times, and he pretended like he didn't see it. Tons of his subscribers were talking to me, saying, "Hey, Drew, what's up? Drew's here. Frank, Drew wants to come on the show. Drew wants to come on the show." Literally didn't even acknowledge a single one of those comments. I found that pretty weird. Like, if he just wants to be like, "Hey, Drew, I'm doing a solo thing," that's all good. Like, or hey, at least be like, "Oh, Drew, you're in the chat. What's up?" That's it. Like, he literally didn't acknowledge it whatsoever. It's funny that he's saying that he's like being outed in the vegan community or in the carnivore community when he doesn't want to include anybody in his community. It's pretty weird. Like, if Frank came in the chat right now, I would absolutely shout him out at a minimum. And if he wanted to come on the show, I would probably make an exception and just throw him on the show, even if I didn't have it planned. But he didn't even want to. He blocked me. Really? No. Frank blocked me? No way. I even made a joke. I was like, "Yo, Frank, we have the best hair. We have the best hair in carnivore business. Let's do this." And he didn't like that, apparently. Says the carnivore community is isolating him, but he's being hostile to everyone. I'll bring it up at our next meeting. Yeah, bring it up. Okay, Nicholas saw me in there, so. We need to get Kruger a wrench here. Hold up, Krug. Bam. All right, anti-vegan, you get one too. He doesn't like it to be him to be. Man, I'll tell you what. Okay, look, I support the guy. He wants to do his gyno surgery. All good, man. All good. But it's going to open him up to an insane amount of trolling and criticism. I'm scared for him, to be honest with you. All right, let's get back to the video.
What exactly? Edward Gaunt will mention in some of his videos that he went to university, but never ever reveals which one or what he studied. Television, film, and moving image. Now,
gotta keep the house clean.
Why would they want to keep that a secret? Well, in case people realized that Ed's unscripted, casual street interviews that he is so well known for are actually very scripted, edited, produced, and highly planned. If we scroll down to crew, you will see the first assistant director, Edward Gaunt. Underneath, script supervisor, Lorna Node. Together they produced the film Mr. Duncan. If you search for Mr. Duncan 2015 on Facebook, you'll see their photos immediately. Curiously enough, they had their names removed from every single photo. Unfortunately, for her, she couldn't edit the page's text. Meet beautiful Lorna. Lorna is Luna. Edward Gaunt and Lorna Node deleted all their history prior to 2015, before Ed even launched his YouTube channel in 2016. They have gone to great lengths to avoid being photographed together. Both use false names. Ed has multiple donation platforms and merchandise too. This
Bobby
has been
is
a
out
very
of control.
well-planned operation. Both of them removing and deleting previous social media.
All right, Nicholas. All right, everybody, send some love to Nicholas Shackelford. He's high right now. He's a little scared. We're going to tone it back a little bit. We're going to tone it back for Nicholas. Everybody send some love. Nick, you're going to be all right. You're going to be all right. Breathe through it, man. Belly breathe. Belly breathe through the weed. All right? You're going to make it. Trust me. Now take another rip.
Pages. They have no donation page or business that is registered as charity. This is why they are forced now to use even more misleading terminology such as no profit ethos. Therefore, no accounts to see, no transparency. Does this look like they're doing it for the animals? Two skilled filmmakers pretending to be a grassroots campaign, getting donations and full funding for every trip and tour. They fooled the whole vegan community that he was just an ordinary guy interviewing people on the street. Those are probably the only two photos that you will ever find of Ed Winters and Luna Woods, as they are never photographed together. They both changed their names, and together they made the film documentary Land of Hope and Glory.
It gets better?
Which was criticized by the RSPCA, an animal welfare charity in the UK, because they were so busy making the film, wanting to be heroes, that they didn't bother reporting the animal abuse to the RSPCA. First time the RSPCA knew about it was when the documentary was released, and they were powerless to do anything about the historic abuse. Who films animal abuse and doesn't report it? Maybe two people who are in it for themselves. Earthling Ed's videos have had over 13.4 million views. Imagine the revenue from that alone. It actually states on the search website that he has done 71 talks in the last 12 months, including Harvard, Brown, Cornell, Columbia, Yale, and Rutgers. Universities pay very well for guest speakers, yet they're still not a charity. Multiple donation platforms, merchandise, sponsors, but two people using false names that have never shown any accounts. They both leave the university in 2015, both with a degree in TV and film production. Both start using false names way before Ed is well known.
Kruger wants that vegan money.
In 2016, Ed's street interviews start appearing on YouTube. He looks like a penniless hippie, doing it for the love of the animals. But they are scripted, edited, and produced to look that way. His girlfriend never ever appeared in a single video. She stays hidden, whilst one of them had to front the scam. When you ask for donations for animal activism, those donations are not your money. That's why charities register and are given a charity number.
And so because we've done this for our whole lives, I don't know how old you are, I'm 24, but went vegan at 20. So up until that point, I'd always eaten these products. And so I could say, well, my brain is kind of naturally hardwired to do this.
I'm 24, but
The video that you just saw has been uploaded on the 3rd of June 2019. You heard Ed claiming he's 24. Look at the ease with which he lies. He's talking about ethics and morals, whilst looking someone in the eye and blatantly lying about a pretty simple fact: his age. Why would he lie about his age? Well, it's very, very difficult to trace someone without the date of birth. Not the first time he has given a false age. He is an actor playing a role whilst his girlfriend films the videos and writes the scripts. Think about the sort of mentality needed to plan this in advance for two people to change their name, delete their history, use professional skills to make videos look like spontaneous street interviews, to post hundreds of photos on social media, but never one with your girl.
Wait, so April 1994. How old is that? 6 plus 19, 20. So what, he's a year off?
Girlfriend, what is their end goal?
That's weird. To be continued, Bobby. Oh, the music, dude. Wow. Bobby is so good. Bobby could easily be like some sort of child's voice actor. The new Vin Diesel. The new Vin Diesel. That was good. That was good, Bobby. I hope Bobby keeps making more of these type of videos. They're so good. There isn't much that I can watch on YouTube anymore that's over 10 minutes long. Producer Chris says it was hard to follow. I love Bobby's videos, dude. Interesting. He's 26, but he claimed 24. Let's see here. Somebody told me to watch Svetier's video. Does anyone know whom Earthling Gaunt's mentor is or his main sources of information he depends on? I do not know. No one you know says, OMFG, it's not hard to work out. He would have been 25 in April, but his vid was made a few months earlier, you dumb Fs. That's pretty funny. I can't do the math right now. And I don't want you guys to see how slow my brain actually works when I'm doing the math on that, you know? So let's not go there. Yeah, it could definitely be an old interview, for sure. Let's see here. Vegans strangle themselves for birds?
What's up, everyone? Animals' rights activists are going completely nuts because of their nutrient-deficient diet.
I do want to watch this, but I have another thing I'm going to watch on what's his face's channel, Logan Blake. Don't let me forget. Don't let me forget.
Stay in your teams.
Yeah,
stay in your teams.
Operation Saving Chicken. Yeah, this is so important. We are heroes. Absolutely delusional.
Vegetable police denied to promise to come on my show in the comment section. Why would he deny that? Why wouldn't he just say, I decided I didn't want to do it?
Roger that.
Whatever.
We are so cool. Let's do this. You all need help.
You're good to go. We're splitting off. Red team's with me.
This is 100% fake.
Try to stay behind me. I'll take lead. Folks able to hustle a little bit more? Let's do this. Over.
I'm surprised they can even run that far. Jog.
It gets real?
Probably completely out of breath after.
Hi.
Man, you're messing up somebody's business. Right when I saw them, if I worked there... Oh boy. No way I would let them do this, especially if I was a manager or anything like that there. You can't go into somebody's business and do this.
Okay, go, go! Yes.
There we go. Vegan masochism.
Yes, yes.
Fuck, she looks so sick, skinny, anemic, just deranged.
There's two of them. You'll have to figure out which one. All right.
What the hell are they doing?
They're completely mentally ill. Idiot.
I'll put this one in before I take that one out. Sorry. Copy.
Okay, what's happening here? They are absolute tools, sheep of the government. They are locking themselves up for their agenda. Why?
The machine
Because
turned on.
they
They're
believe
probably
they can save
going into some sort of
birds?
blender.
Nobody ever in a million years in nature.
They're going into some sort of chopping unit, or they're getting dipped in some hot water.
Anti-nature. It's a completely man-made belief, and it all stems from masochism, self-hate.
Over. Purple 2, go ahead.
Purple 2, purple 2.
Plan. Over.
Purple 2. Secure the
I
perimeter.
believe it. They're so cool.
Purple 2, go with your regular plan.
fucking morons.
Oh my fucking god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Holy shit! We need to stop this right now! We need to stop this right now!
This is 100% fake.
What the fuck? Oh my god.
They signed up for this, and now that there's danger, they're freaking out like pussies.
What number is this lock? What number is this lock?
Why the fuck did you do it in the first place?
It's 8.
Make sure to film it, though. Make sure to film it, though. This is fake. This is fake. If you're saying this is not fake, you don't understand reality television. This is fake.
This one's 8.
100% fake.
Hey, get footage of that.
At least somebody's doing something. Only with
This is
words.
fake.
Let's get you out of here, okay? Let's get you out of here. You're number 2. Yeah. Number 4. Number 2 here. Number 4. Hey, I got the keys. It's okay. We have a right under California Penal Code 597E to enter any facility where we know animals are sick or injured or do not have access to food and water. Hey, if you turn on that line, you're going to be killing someone. You okay, man?
I'm
an
sure that is
absolute
not
joke.
true. I'm sure there is not.
Wow, you're absolute hero. Oh no. I'm removed from nature. I'm an absolute tool of the government.
What do you mean you don't know how this could be faked? You pay a facility to do this that is either on its way out or has already been defunct. I used to live in Chino, California, where there was dairy farms going out of business all the time. And all you would need to do is hire some film crew, have them set up the lines as if they were really working, and then just go in there. We don't even know if these are real. These could be props, to be honest with you. Yeah, there's no way you can walk into somebody's farm legally under any penal code in California and do this. There's
And
no
act
way.
like I'm crying for the little bird. What the fuck is this, man? It's completely anti-human, anti-nature.
Got it hit Vetier with the
What the fuck? Did I just watch?
with the like on that one.
They understood what they're doing when they chained themselves up, and then all of a sudden when something happened, they freaked out. Absolute.
That is hilarious,
idiots.
to be honest with you. That is really funny.
Thanks for watching.
That's funny. Oops, I
there's
didn't mean to click
many-
on this. Wanted to do what's his name now? The vegan carnivore killer debate king, some shit like that. Vegan carnivore debate king. This idiot. So this guy, he wants to debate and do all this stuff, right? And he gets upset that I call him not real. Like he's not a real channel. And I'm going to show you 2 examples right now that prove what I'm talking about. If this guy was actually real, I would debate him or I would discuss with him or whatever he wants to do. But I will not actually engage with him because I know he's made videos about me. RIP Drew Morg. He says a bunch of stuff. I'll probably get this whole video demonetized if I click on that. But we're going to I'm going to show you guys a couple times that he lied, blatant lies that are easily provable. Okay, where is his video? He has a video about the activists, the cars. Oh, right here. Okay. So both of these videos right here in a row. So here we go. So he posts this clip of Diddy and Gucci Mane eating these vegan burgers. They're taste testing vegan burgers. And they're laughing. They think it's a fucking joke, first of all.
It's mostly just vegetables. It's
So they think it's a joke. They think it's a joke, right? So they're chilling, they're high, they're eating the fucking whatever. Then Gucci shows off his ripped abs and six pack and whatever.
I was 290 pounds. Now I'm 190 pounds. I lost 100 pounds.
He lost 100 pounds.
I'm 190 right now. Look at this. I said I'm 190. So check this out. You can do it if I can do it. Use me for inspiration. Because I'm seeing a lot of y'all, man. Y'all look terrible.
You're so fine. You blow my mind.
I'm so fine. I blow everybody's mind.
Only my mind.
Yeah, right. Gucci ain't only hitting that. Anyway.
No, don't do it.
Anyway, all right. So you guys get the point. So Gucci Mane lost 100 pounds, right? All right. And this guy, Logan Blake, vegan food equal ripped, P. Diddy and Gucci Mane. Okay. Gucci Mane did not lose weight on a vegan diet. Go read, Google it up. Gucci Mane straight up says he went to jail for a year and lost weight because he had nothing else to do. And so he got in shape. Talk about unethical veganism. Unethical veganism. This guy is flat out fraud, liar, just not even a real... he's trying to be a reporter here, and he gives completely bullshit information. Yeah, Frankie, thank you. Gucci lost weight on a prison diet. Yeah, he went to prison. He even says that. He's like, I had nothing else to do but get in shape. And then he comes out, and then this guy says that Gucci Mane got in shape because he went vegan. That is so stupid. Let's take a minute to soak in the dumb comments. Nice, vegan rules. Those burgers looked yummy. I love your new title. That's why I'm still vegan. LOL. Wild style. Getting yourself in trouble here. Let's see. Gucci Mane lost the weight on a vegan diet. Interesting. No, he didn't. So, here we go. Why is this video structured to make it look like Gucci Mane is attributing his weight loss to a vegan diet when that's nowhere near the truth? This is what makes your movement lose credibility. I see vegans twisting facts to fit their narratives a little more than I care. Vegan Gains, the YouTuber, thank God he got banned, is also another reason why the movement faces stagnancy. And then all he does is respond with, you ain't ripped, son. So here's the next one. You ready for this one? This one's even better. The farmers versus the vegans.
What's up, everybody? Thunder
Here we
Bay
go.
personal trainer Logan Blake here, just chilling with my buddy here. Just watched this video. I guess.
Jay-Z says, whoa, wait, you calling Gucci stupid and a liar? Who's calling Gucci? No, Gucci is the man. I love Gucci Mane. This guy's, unfortunately for Logan Blake, I know everything about everything, and I haven't been a rap fan my entire life, and I know damn well Gucci Mane isn't vegan.
A bunch of farmers got mad that there was like 100 vegans protesting outside of this farm.
So here's where he's wrong. They weren't protesting outside the farm. They were forcibly inhabiting and trespassing inside the farm.
The farmers went over and they started flipping the vegans' cars.
So the vegans wouldn't leave the farmland under the farmer's orders after trespassing and impeding their business. So the farmers got their revenge. They went out to the road, and it's unclear if the cars were on their land or not, but if they're on their land, even better. But they went out and they flipped these dumbass vegan trespassing activist cars
Into ditches, and they were just grabbing the vehicles and flipping them over. And I'll show the video in a second here, but
yeah, let's show the video. Let's not give the real information, though, won't you, buddy? I actually went and read the article about this, and they talk about the actual real article. And the vegans were trespassing on the land and got their damn cars flipped.
Thoughts on this? Do you think it's funny? I think it's funny whenever anybody's car gets flipped over, whether they're farmers, vegans, or astronauts. I think it's always funny to watch somebody's car get flipped over.
God, his voice is really hard to listen to.
And subscribe, everybody.
Ooh, that hurts my ears. So they're pumped, right? So, the vegans didn't want to leave the land, and they got their cars flipped. And these look like European plates, so this obviously happened somewhere over there. So there you go. Those are two examples in a row of how this guy is a flat out, like, conscious liar. He 100%, he constructed these videos and said certain things on purpose to be a straight up, they're straight up lies. They're not true. So that's why I'm not interested in even discussing with this guy publicly, because he's not a real person. He's not after real truth. He's a character. And that's fine. Go be an entertaining character. That's fine. But this is bullshit. I hope you guys saw the video yesterday with Rogan and the strongman, Robert Oberst, talking about how there's no vegan strongmen. Ooh. Here's my comment from a month ago. You guys can read that, because I can't say what I wrote because it's too offensive. But again, there's no comment back. I'll let you guys just read that. I don't need to. We can move on. We can move on from here. Moving on. Enough attention here. Ooh, I'm getting hungry. 2 hours? It's already been 2 hours? Damn. That's gone quick. I'm enjoying these solo streams as much as I'm enjoying the interviews. Yeah, vegans always bring up Patrick Baboumian, but I mean, he's not like even close to the top elite athletes. And of course, he did do steroids, self-admittedly, and built his physique on a animal foods diet. So it's like, what are we even talking about here? Hey, fix some tacos and margaritas and send them over? Ooh, those were good, dude. They were so good. I ordered 4, and I really could only eat 3, so had to have the dude take one back. I got a little ahead of myself. We'd like some solo time with Drew Morgan. Honest AF. Mwah. Me too. It's fun. I like talking. I like being able to get with the chat, you know? Got to mix it up. Got to have the chat interaction, like today. We could hang out. And then, then we do interesting, intriguing interviews. Yeah, it could be age. Patrick Baboumian, he was like, he became famous kind of late in his life. So it's not like he, I gotta, hold up. Let me see what's going on here. Okay, I'll read that later. That's business. Yeah, good chill stream, baby. System of Fox, pretty chill dude. Thank you guys. Try and be chill, man. I want to be a place where we can like sum up all of the current topic nonsense regarding the vegan x vegan carnivore stuff. We can like wrap that up, and then we can get to the bottom of that in these solo streams. What's your diet like, Drew? Well, I've been very off the radar with my food lately. I've been drinking some beers and alcohol, and I've been eating tons of crap. I feel good for the most part. Until the past few days, I really felt that there was a little bit of a shift. The digestion was bad for like 4 days in a row, and then that really started to get to my mood. I wasn't feeling good on Sunday. And I was just like, man, this isn't normal. I normally just throughout the day, I'm like, damn, I feel so good right now. What is going on? But honestly, I think I've just pushed too far in the wrong direction. I'm going back to simple, more animal food based. And I'm going to report back on the findings. Drew, let's set up a World Weak Man Contest vegan edition. Lester says he is not elite. I'm stronger than him on some of the lists, and I'm below average at best. Lester, you are too humble. But I do appreciate the honesty, man. Nicholas says Frank Tufano thinks that squirt is just pee. He is wrong about that, right? What type of squirt are you referring to, Nicholas, there, buddy? Are we going to do another carnivore vegan swap? You know what, man? I would like to. That's the plan, but I don't have any vegans coming forward that want to get busy with it. I've had one guy that came forward that wanted to do it, but he actually was already on animal foods for like 3 weeks. Ideally, Tofu Tommy, I don't think he's eaten any animal foods yet, and he's basically made the announcement that he's going to be. I think he's got a lot of other stuff on his plate right now. I'd love for him to be the person, though, to do the next experiment, but I don't think he wants to be super public with it. I don't think he's in the right mental place to be doing that, and I don't think it's responsible for me as a host of the experiment to have him on there, as much as it would be so entertaining and, dramatic, but it's not the right thing to do. Clown Mazard says, Frank believes he invented all nutritional info about carnivore diet. He got mad because other people use info from his video without giving him credits for it or even mentioning him. Yeah, well, there's no proof that they stole it from him or even watch his videos in the first place. So I don't understand why he can even say that. There's a lot of people putting out information now. Get John Venus going carnivore. I'd love to, man. I actually wrote him and I said, John, I need you for an experiment. I have something that I think you'd be interested in. And then he wrote me back. He's like, let me know. What is it? And I was like, I'm still formulating. I didn't want to. He's going full force on his vegan thing again. So he's not going to be interested. I know when these guys are interested and when they're not. There's no way we're going to get John to do it. Drew, that's not what he said exactly. You're going to have to fill me in on that. I don't know what he said. I don't watch a lot of Frank Tufano's content, and that's no disrespect to him at all. I just don't. He covers a lot of. I don't really like his streams where he's like just bashing the vegans, which, don't get me wrong, I enjoy it. It's okay, but I can't. I'm not going to sit there for a 4-hour stream and be into that. And the other videos he does that are like 15, 20 minutes long where he's talking about specific nutrient stuff, I'm just like, It's probably good information, but I'm just less interested in people talking about that stuff, whether it's vegans or ex-vegans, carnivores, because I want to just try it out myself. I don't really care about the science, because the science is, there's no guarantee that whatever the science says is going to work for you. So who cares? Hey, later, Lester. We'll talk later, buddy. Take it easy. I do want to talk about the raw calf liver that I had. Yes, you can hit me up on my email. It should be available on my About Me section in my page. If not, I'll just write it to you here. You can write to me there. Melina says, Frank's annoying. He gets mad that people don't watch his informational videos, make more entertaining videos, and people will watch. Yeah, I mean, I don't think people really want to see people in front of a whiteboard or whatever. Raw liver, high life force, good food. Yes, yes. So here's a snapshot of the experience, all right? I went to my kosher store down the street, which is the only place that sells organic beef liver around me. $6 a pound, which is amazingly cheap. I got it last time, and it was the full purple giant liver, with the holes in it. It looks weird. It looks gross. I cut it up last time. I tried to have some of it raw, and it tasted absolutely terrible. There's no way I could get more than just one little bite down. It was so bloody and so just disgusting. I cooked some of it. Then I tried to eat it alongside my steak, and I had some bites of it, and I got a little bit of it down. It was weird. It was really weird. I didn't like it. And then I was like, you know what? It's been calling me. I feel like I need to get some of this nutrition into me. I feel like I want to eat it. And so I went back to the same place. I got the same stuff, and this time it came in like thin sheets of the meat. Like the sheets are like this big, and there's like 3 or 4 of them stacked in the package, and they're thin like tuna slices. And so I said, okay, whatever. I guess I hope I got the right thing, which I thought it was the wrong thing at first, but later on I found out that it's calf's liver. And so yeah, I got busy with it. I cut it into smaller pieces, like let's say this big, and I was just munching them down. It wasn't terrible. I've heard that they're supposed to taste sweet, and they actually did have a hint of sweetness, believe it or not. And it was not bad at all. I mean, it was not bad at all. I wouldn't say it was delicious, but it was okay. And I had probably 6 bites like that big. Like, you know, a little smaller than a credit card. And they're pretty thin, like that thin. Like as thin as a hat bill. So pretty thin pieces, like basically sushi slices. Yeah, I want to do raw milk with raw liver. I think that would be the way to go. Like cut it into little bites, pop it in, swallow it down with raw milk. There's no way you're going to taste that. It's going to be delicious. What about Jason Pizzino doing an informal high meat experiment? He seemed interested. Drew, you can mix high caliber science and anecdotal experience. Yes, I do try and mix those as much as possible. The experience, the science, and also anecdotal data, all important. It's all important. Did you sleep astoundingly good the following night? Well, what I did feel is that when I had the liver, because I had like a few slices before I ate, I felt really, like I immediately felt this like little giddiness. It felt good. And then I was eating the steak and I was happy that I actually got it down. Then I had my steak dinner. No, sorry. I had hamburger meat, just conventional regular stuff, which was just tasty and good. And then I went back for seconds and I ate more of the liver after I ate to kind of top it off. And it was good. Edible, I should say. Not good. But yeah, I felt good. Robin O says, there's no science on food and health. It's all guessing based on epidemiology. Just do what humans done for millions of years. Eat meat. Vegans blaming modern illness on an ancient diet. No, I do agree with that. Don't ruin the good milk with the horrible tasting liver. Honestly, I don't think you'd even taste it. Just treat it like a pill. You know, put a little milk in your mouth, enjoy that flavor, pop in the little chunk of liver, and just swallow it down. You won't even taste it. I love raw milk. So expensive. It's like $18 a gallon here. But it is worth it. I have a medium grade milk. See if you can find it. It's from Strauss Family Farms. It has cream on the top. It's like $8 a gallon. So it's less than half the price of raw milk. And to me, it basically acts the same way in my system. Because when I do conventional milk, it does not digest well at all. What do you guys think about the Weston A. Price's Foundation way of eating? I think it's cool. I like the traditional foods or whatever their method is. I think that makes sense. Makes sense to me. T-Tribby, it's a good thing you're anemic. I don't eat lots of ghee. I definitely do not eat ghee. Milk inhibits iron absorption. Really? Okay. I'll have to look into that a little bit more. Can't take your word on that just yet because I do love my milk. Slice liver into finger-sized slices. Lay on tongue. Swallow without chewing. I bet I could do that. It's the chewing and the releasing of all the flavors and the blood and all that. It's not that tasty. Not that tasty, man. Can you digest raw milk, Drew? Have you ever had antibiotics? Tons of antibiotics, and yes, I seem to be able to handle raw milk pretty well. It doesn't give me gas or anything. I'm still trying to figure out if it's kind of like mucusy on the back end, if you know what I'm saying, because a lot of things do that to me, especially plant foods. Liver chips. Wow, that's weird. Calcium does inhibit iron absorption, but it's not really a big deal. Well, I mean, if you're eating a ton of iron, like through red meats and stuff like that, like who cares, right? Overcooked liver has less flavor. You can get it down more easily. Good to know. Let's see. Is any other content that we should dive into that we should just take a look at, or is there nothing really? We watched the Earthling Ed video from Bobby. Yes, it was very, very good. I recommend watching it if you have not seen it. Haven't talked about Vegetable Police. What do you want to know about Vegetable Police? I haven't seen any of his content in a while. I heard that he denied that he told me he would join my channel at 4,000 subscribers. I'm a little disappointed by that. What's up? What's up with that, Vegetable Police? I haven't eaten anything today either. It's 2 p.m. I need to eat badly. I'll just go for a few more minutes. Have you seen Chris Kruger's yesterday video? I have not seen it. Nicholas says, do you think babies are in danger of iron deficiency on their mother's milk? I don't think so. Oh, Vegetable Police on the medical medium? Dear God. Mid-roll ads? That's what I have to do on my stream. Need to get a little bit of money. It's the only way to do it. He told he goes live unedited on his Patreon all the time. He does seem like he lost all his gains, doesn't he? That he picked up on the carnivore diet when he was working out and stuff like that. He seems like he lost it all. It's a bit of a shame. All the vegan products trigger the algorithm for him. That's funny. He looks more shredded, but he's still putting blood, so there's that. Okay, interesting. Any content, any last videos that I should watch while we're live here? Anybody's got anything, I will throw it up if it sounds fun. He's a malnourished soy boy again. Oh well, he'll figure it out, man. He's gonna, he'll do what he's gonna do, and he'll figure it out. Sean Baker versus Frank. Zapuppy. Drew, always on too early for me. Today I went on as late as possible. I just did a solo stream today, Rob. We're just hanging out, man. Glad to have you here. I can't believe there's people who, I always refer people to your videos and any other farmers who's talking about all this stuff. And there's vegans out there who've never been on a farm in their life or understand anything about farming, but they believe like scientists with third-hand information, but they won't just go straight to the source. Guys like you who actually farm stuff and do it real time, real life, and share about it. And they don't believe you. They don't believe guys who are actually farming the stuff. I don't understand that. Like, I'd rather go to the guy who's the closest to the information. Chances of Elliot Hulse coming on the Drew Moore show? Man, I'll probably have to get a lot bigger to get Elliot Hulse, but it'll happen someday. It'll happen someday. Let's get... Dude, you can do filters on here? Oh my god. Whoa. Holy crap. What is this used for? What other filters we got? We got black and white. We got the drama. We got the Bobby. We got the Bobby, intensity dramatic filter here. Whoa, whoa, whoa. This thing's gnarly. What could this be used for? Oh, yes. Oh, yes. That's crazy. My teeth are black. All right, what else we got? Ooh. Okay. That's it for now. Okay, let's get Kruger's video up. Okay, I can already tell that I'm gonna like this video because the title's good. Here we go.
Are you a brain-dead, ignorant moron? Is your life totally frustrating? Are you looking for purpose? Have you thought about going vegan after seeing the latest vegan documentary propaganda film?
Ooh, In-N-Out.
If so, before you make that awful decision for yourself and for your life and for your health, think of the cautionary tale of Richard Vegan Gaines. Just 48 months ago,
Let's take a moment to appreciate the square jawline, the full face of Chris Kruger. I mean, if you could snap your fingers and look like any guy in the world, it would be Chris Kruger. You know? Basically, this dude is like an action hero figure. Have you seen the juicy thighs? The quads? The glutes? God.
Young Richard was jacked, striated, ripped, quick-witted, silver-tongued. This guy was making hilarious content for YouTube. In fact, he was a rising YouTube star. And now look at him. He's a dull, fat guy who's aged tremendously, who's depressed, who doesn't even go to the gym anymore, who masturbates on a daily basis.
Look at this. This is what his people do? Can't stay, but here's some cash. Just like throw $50 at Richard.
Basis to eliminate the pain in his testicles.
I'm not into nofap, and I literally can't even do nofap if I don't ejaculate pretty much every day. I get a pretty terrible pain in my left testicle. I actually have to get that checked out. My old family doctor is a retard, and he wouldn't help me. But yeah, it's epidermatitis. I think it's from the vasectomy I had. It's not a problem so long as I ejaculate every day, but if I did nofap, I'd be in like serious debilitating pain. But thanks for the donation, Mail-in.
Richard's life is falling apart, and he doesn't even have the perspective to realize it's all about his stupid vegan diet as he sits there and suffers all the signs and symptoms of low
Oh, he's got testicle stones, dude. Simple as that. Testicle stones.
testosterone. Now look, I'm not anti-vegan. I'm for vegans. I want them to get help. What I am is anti-veganism, this nonsense ideology that only creates human suffering. It does.
Do you think that Jasmine is his mommy? Or do you think, I mean, the videos back in the day, he was like so into Jasmine, dude. Like so into her, dude. Licking her toes. Just like, he must have been a kid in a candy store when he got to first unwrap that package. You know what I'm saying? Christmas Eve, baby.
Zero good and causes people to voluntarily endure unnecessary suffering. And that's exactly what Richard is doing to himself. He just had his 28th birthday. How did he celebrate? What did he do? Go out with friends and family? Spend a weekend at the beach? Do something great? Nope. Richard stayed at home, watched cartoons, slept most of the day, and ate a vegan ice cream alternative. And not even the delicious Not a Moo brand. He ate the other crap brand. Richard's life sucks, and it's because of his vegan diet.
Yeah, so I had a pretty awesome birthday today. I ordered vegan donuts, and I've just been eating donuts all day, watching cartoons.
That
and
sounds like
sleeping.
depression, dude.
So it was a pretty dope birthday.
Like I said.
So, yeah, my birthday, this is probably the best birthday I've had in years, dude. I went to my friend's house. I mean, I've been there before as a vegan, but, you know, I got drunk. I brought my girlfriend with me. We swam. We had all-time great time.
He's suffering all the signs and symptoms of low testosterone as a 28-year-old.
4th of July, baby. And the cops came. I mean, come on. The cops came, $1,000 fine for illegal fireworks.
He just looks depressed. He's just doing this gaming crap and these...
The gaming crap, Chris. Not the gaming, dude. Lay off the gaming, Chris. Come on. Gotta lay off the gaming, Chris. No, dude. So, on the 4th, we went to the pool party all day, just got drained, drank. I had to cut myself off from drinking at like, you know, many hours before I drove home. And then drove home way later, safely, all right, relax. And then I had to go from LA down to San Diego, which is like an hour and a half straight drive with no traffic. It was like a war zone leaving LA. There was fireworks on both sides of the freeway. It was smoke in the air. It was insane. And we were both so dead when we got home that there was no secret nookie. Now the next morning, on the other hand, woo!
Boring live streams that just go on forever. And guess what? If you drop Richard $50 in the live stream, he will get his fat butt out of his chair, turn around, and twerk for you. And look at that. His butt shakes. His muffin top shakes. And I think even his triceps are jiggling as he twerks for cash. That's pathetic. And I'm not here to slut shame Richard. Like,
wow. He goes extended. He even bends it over even farther.
Health and have real purpose. And that's the problem. So he's gotten this vasectomy. So he's not going to have children. He's not going to have that purpose of like being a...
Chris Kruger says, give me 2 drinks and I gotta hit it. Man, I was in it for the long haul that day, Chris. But let me tell you, I know about the 2 drinks and hit it. That's the magic potion right there. 2 to 3. Oh, man, you're going to be a rock star. Any of you guys out there struggling with, performance issues, 2 to 3 drinks in your system. Just take your girl to the bar, take her to BJ's, down the street, get the happy hour, save yourself some cash, and then just go right back home after a couple drinks. That gets everybody warmed up. You know what I'm saying? You're going to be doing all the moves you've been seeing on the internet.
A parent, being a father, being an adult, trying to bring the next generation to have a better life than he had. So he's not going to have that sense of purpose. But professionally, he's got no sense of purpose either. All he can do is spread a message of nonsense. And yeah, for everybody on the standard American diet, everyone that's already fat, sick, and metabolically dysregulated. In the short term, veganism has the benefits of fasting. So you get a little health benefit. And then in the long term, it destroys your health. And that's where Richard is now. If you look at the way he has aged in the last 54 months, the last 4.5...
Hey, Chris, was there any response to your video about him not gaining any performance over the last 5 years and just getting fatter? People were trying to say that Chris isn't as strong as Vegan Gains. He beats him in every single measure, and he's like 50 pounds lighter. Not 50, maybe like 30 or 40, but that's significant. And we already know, like, if it came to any, explosive jumping or 40-yard dash or something like that, you'd smoke him. So you got more athleticism, you got more muscle mass, you're leaner. You look the same age, even though you're 10 years older than him. That's really no disrespect to Vegan Gains. I'm just saying, like, that's just the objective situation here, right?
2.5 years. You would think that this dude has been through a bankruptcy,
Oh my God.
divorce, an awful custody battle, and developed an alcohol problem. But nope, he's just stayed vegan for an additional 54 months. And that's why his health is suffering. And that's why it looks like he's developing metabolic syndrome. I guarantee you, he's got visceral fat accumulating around his organs. He sits around eating junk food, being depressed all day. He doesn't even go to the gym anymore. I guarantee you, if he ever publishes blood work, which he hasn't done in 4.5 years on YouTube.
Chris did take the Vegan Gains challenge of the bicep curls, and he beat him.
Richard would probably be at the highest risk for a heart attack.
Will you ever publish blood work? Yeah, I'll publish blood work eventually.
And it looks like he's obviously developing metabolic syndrome. He's putting himself in line for diabetes.
Look, I've gained a lot of fucking weight, okay?
And he's so brainwashed and wrong about everything. Richard talks about the need for carbohydrates to keep your testosterone high.
Carbohydrates are also important for testosterone production.
Chris Kruger says, Vegan Gains got me beat in girth, visceral fat, triglycerides, and muffin top. Chris has him beat with strength, speed, power, jawline, cheekbones, and sexual abilities. Is that correct? Rob says, I feel sorry for VG. He is trapped by his channel. Good Lord. I'm so freed to be out of that whole nonsense, dude.
A lot of people don't know this, but carbs lower your... what are they... Oh, fuck, now... I'm scatterbrained right now. So anyway, if you reduce your carbohydrate intake...
Richard, what are you talking about? Testosterone is made from saturated fat, from animal fat, and there's none of that in Richard's diet. Is that why Richard is suffering from these symptoms of low testosterone? Maybe, that's a pretty good guess. And then Richard turns around and says this total nonsense that saturated fat causes diabetes.
Saturated fat that causes diabetes in the first place.
That's totally false and not supported by any evidence ever. Meanwhile, if we just look at Richard, we can see that he's clearly developing diabetes without any animal fat in his diet. Type 2 diabetes is all about loading your fat cells up because you have to store carbohydrates as fat to get it out of your bloodstream where it's toxic. And eventually, your body keeps trying to pump insulin, and your fat cells are all full, and you can't store any more of that toxic carbohydrate. Richard, you are 180 degrees from the truth, and anybody that listens to you is going to compromise their health. All you need, Richard, is a steak and a hug. What is your problem, dude? Why is that so difficult for you to see? Is it a vitamin A deficiency? Like literally, you have extreme light sensitivity.
A lot of vitamin D supplements, they
Okay. Hold on. So this reminds me. Okay, again, I've been a PC computer gamer my whole life. I have never, ever suffered any type of eye issues. Until the very end of my vegan diet, my eye strain was so bad gaming that I basically had to cut my hours down. And that's never happened before. When I went back to animal foods, I gamed just as hard as ever and I had no issues. My eyes were literally like hurting when I was playing. I had to like rub them and massage the actual eyeballs.
They use an oil to keep...
I don't know if it's related. I'm just saying.
Because it helps with bioavailability. But
God, he's really struggling.
The
Poor
actual
guy.
vitamin D in vegan vitamin D supplements, they're I'm gonna put my sunglasses on just because it's really bright. Most of the I can't think. I can't think. I can't think. I can't think.
You got the 50-hour mobile marathons? Yeah, you're good.
What are they?
No problem.
Fuck, now I'm
Play a little league, bot lane, or what?
right now.
You're wearing sunglasses inside. You're having trouble reading the computer screen right in front of your face. And you're always belching and picking your nose.
Thanks, Rosalind.
And you're wearing sweatpants in your house all day, Richard. Like, get outside and get some sunshine. Do some beasting, feasting, and fasting. You've given up on going to the gym. Like, your life just looks terrible, Richard.
Zania says I really need to go back to the gym. Yeah, I need to too. I haven't been to the gym in a while.
Why do you refuse to do the one thing that's going to help you? You were talking to one of your fans about taking mushrooms and how taking mushrooms might be able to give you an outside perspective on the things that are holding you back. And then you need to have the strength of character to change those things.
Have had a mushroom trip and you've realized that you have adopted some really bad habits that are self-destructive or are holding you back, then I think you just have to develop the strength of character to actually do what you need to do to get rid of those.
Chris, do you purposely film the computer screen instead of just recording it on your computer, or do you not know how to do that? I'm just wondering.
Those bad habits. So yeah.
I kind of like this. I kind of like the way this
this
vibe though. I like it. It's good.
Shrooms can basically give you insight on some things you're doing wrong or some things you might need to change, but the decision to change is ultimately
Low tech caveman. There you go.
So
at least Parker.
Make the changes that you know
Woo!
you should make.
The quality is off the hook.
Advice I can give you there.
Richard, the thing that is holding you back in every area of your life is veganism. It's your commitment to this nonsensical ideology that is clearly destroying your health, that is so obvious for everybody else that's looking at you. And all you have to do is get clarity on that one thought. Veganism is destroying my health, and then have the courage and the character to say, hey, I will accept a steak and a hug, and I will start healing myself. And if you change your name from Vegan Gains to Omnivorous Gains tomorrow, you could have an incredible hero's journey where everyone saw how you burned yourself up like the Phoenix with this vegan diet, destroyed your health, and how you came all the way back to health by including meat in a healthy diet. You could even go back to the gym and start making some actual gains, since it seems like you haven't had any in 4.5 years. And Richard, you've never published your blood work, probably because it's terrible, and your LDL is probably way higher than you want.
The gym feels so much better when you are capable of making muscular gains. Like when your body is all saturated, fatted, and cholesteroled up, you actually want to go move that weight, and your body asks for it, which is the case with mine right now.
Are you waiting to publish your blood work until you can start taking statins to artificially
someone
lower
give
your LDL? Is that what
someone give him a steak and hug, please, for Chris.
You have metabolic syndrome when we see your triglyceride to HDL ratio. Why haven't you published that? And Richard, for someone that's supposed to be running a health and fitness YouTube channel, can you even do a single pull-up? Richard, I think you're just way too fat to do a single pull-up. And maybe you can do 1 or 2 or maybe 3.
Chris with the fat shaming.
15 or 20. There's no way. You're just too fat, Richard. And you're too sad and you're too depressed. And all these things will be fixed when you just accept a steak and a hug. Richard, I'm not anti-vegan. I'm for you, Richard. Richard, I hope you can see that. And if you can't, maybe we should.
Chris Kruger is the trainer that's training the trainers. You know, he's trying to rescue the vegan fitness people.
Nonsense when you go back and actually read them, but you're only looking for your confirmation bias. You have these religious views, this dogmatic, this zealous approach that veganism is the best, and you're looking at anything that confirms that. it's obviously not the best. And if you would just open your eyes and look at yourself in the mirror and see what veganism has done to you in the last 54 months, you would quit today, Richard. It's not too late to get your identity back and to start putting your health first. Richard, make some real
Wow.
gains.
Look at this guy.
Start with a steak and a hug.
Look at these guns. Chris Kruger, everybody. Amazing. Good video, good video. Elise Parker, you got to check out the quality. Check it out. All right, here's new. And here is the old camera. Everybody says they like the new camera better. "30-second tutorial on defeating every vegan argument." Well, how can I say no to that? Chris inspires me to get ripped. Same. Chris has inspired me to get ripped as well. Turn up the volume on Chris. I don't have him on the call yet. Let me see here. Let me make a thing. Chris, I'll send you an invite in like 1 second. Let's see. Let's do that. Will this work? Huh. Interesting. Well, it'll work for now. Let's see here. I'm sending you over the invite, Chris. What the hell's Chris's email? Chris, you got to send me your email address. I don't have it for some reason. No food for me. Honest. Oh well. We're doing the feasting part of the beasting, feasting, fasting. Or no, we're doing the fasting part. I did have a couple white chocolate cookies earlier today to hold me off, so I'm not gonna die. There we go. There we go. I got you. I got you. I got you. Bam. All right, we're in. We sent. That's it. Fasting is starvation. I do agree. Somewhat. Somewhat. I don't know if it needs to be that serious. Fasting is veganism. Let's see. I gotta. Chris, I've sent the invite just so you know. Oh. Sorry, I'm sending you a new one. I messed that up, but it was worth it because I fixed this thing. There we go. Yeah, we're good now. We're next level. We got 2 webcams. Chris is going live on here. He's about to pop on. As soon as he gets on here, we'll We'll get him in. I just sent you a new one, Chris. Pop in this one. There we go. There we go. There we go. Chris Kruger,
What's up,
everybody.
beautiful?
Oh my goodness. My screen is wild. I got this new webcam in here. It's out of control. Let me dial it back. Dial it back. Dial it back. There we go.
Old enough to remember like AM call-in talk radio?
Yeah, dude. That's kind of like the format that I use for my channel. Like I used to listen to all kinds of talk radio back in the day. And that's kind of the inspiration that I had for this whole thing.
Yeah. Well, I was saying, I just got on here and then I heard my feedback on the other window and I was like, oh man, I'm one of those
you gotta
talk
turn it
radio
down.
call-in noobs. Like, turn your radio down, bro. You're on
Yep.
the air.
You're on air, Chris. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the show. Great content. I liked your vegan gains assessment video.
Yeah. I mean, everyone's going to have to go over, watch the video, give me the watch time, thumbs up, and leave a great comment. So many
Yeah.
great comments already, though.
So many great comments.
Just
So
really makes my day.
what did you want to pop on here for? And
Oh, yes. Let's defeat veganism once and for all. Finally.
Chris Kruger bonus live stream, guys, right at the
Bonus
end.
live stream. Here's the deal. Has anyone ever did anyone get to Econ 101 maybe at college, junior college, anywhere?
No, we're YouTube watchers and consumers. We never went to college.
Okay, good, because I mean it's really a waste of money. But
Absolutely, just do agree.
if you ever found out anything about economics, you would learn that there are these things called goods that create utility. So you want to pay money for goods, and you pay the money for goods to make yourself happier. That's what utility is.
Okay. Yeah.
So a good, it could be a service, but it's something good that happens and it makes you happier.
True. Right.
And then eventually, if you have too much of the thing, it starts making you less happy with every increment. That's like diminishing marginal returns. Yes, correct.
I don't know how I know that. Okay.
Bro, you're just so savvy.
Oh yeah.
Pure savviness. Okay. Animal death is a good. The death of animals is a good for humans. Unless you've got your mind totally warped, that's just a fact. Whether we're talking about killing rats, spreading bubonic plague, or killing chickens to feed us dinner. More animal deaths means increasing happiness for humans. So if you're a vegan, and as soon as you admit to any element of speciesism, like, oh, I like mice more than I like fleas, but I like cows more than I like mice. If you're a speciesist at all, and you can admit to oh, human utility, human happiness, the oodles of happiness I get economically from the death of animals, that's a good thing. And I want to keep killing animals as long as my happiness keeps increasing. So I don't need to kill any more animals once I've reached this saturation point, once my diminishing marginal returns have gone to zero. So we don't need to kill more chickens than we can eat. We don't need to kill more cows than we can eat. We don't need to, we need to kill pretty much all of the rats spreading disease. Like if vegans were serious, you'd have to be chained up outside the local Terminex office. They're killing more than anybody else.
Right.
But they don't do that because they're all speciesist. Well,
Yes.
It doesn't really matter if you kill termites. I'm calling Terminex if my house is infested with termites, even if I'm a vegan.
Right.
The vegan restaurant that passes its health inspection because it's trapping and killing rats all day. Okay, I understand that. I'm going to do whatever is practicable or practicable. It's all nonsense. So you just have to say, look, dude, killing animals is good. If you walk outside your house and you don't get eaten by a wolf, that's a good thing. I know it's eaten, but if you don't get eaten by a wolf, that is a good thing. Period.
Yeah, so the diminishing returns point is basically the line of unnecessary cruelty, you would say.
It's the line, not unnecessary. Maybe. Okay, so if I have fully, if more animal deaths do not benefit me, then it's pointless to kill more animals.
Right.
And at the same token, it's pointless to have animals that are suffering. Like we saw Bobby's perspective, like he's going to go undercover and like see like, oh yeah, this is a cruel farmer. Like we don't need to be cruel, but you do need to eat. And it's always like, you're causing the unnecessary suffering of animals. Baloney, you're causing the unnecessary suffering of humans.
Right.
If you want to talk to me about living on anything but my optimal diet, and you can prove that it's anything less than my optimal, like there's no vegan out there that has my level of health.
No.
There's no diet that I could switch to that would allow me to maintain the optimality of my health. Just, by every ex-vegan. Like, did every vegan just do it wrong? It's supposed to be so easy.
Right.
And what I really love is the vegan comments, like on that new Vegan Gains video, because it's so transparent and stupid, and they just parrot like all the same little talking points. But there's one in particular that's driving me nuts. I might have to go to the video and find it.
I want water.
Okay, get some water, bug. I need to go some water in a second. I'm on a podcast, always, every time, as soon as I turn you on. Bug,
She
one
knows
second.
you're not paying attention anymore.
Tita, can you go watch Elmo for like 1 minute? Drew, can you check out some comments? Check out your comments and then get back and see if we have any questions. I'll be right back.
Sure.
Yeah. I'll actually be listening on my AirPods.
We'll switch over to the single cam while Chris is sorting out his dad life.
Hashtag dad life.
Ooh, Zach Ramey. When's Richard going to ask Jasmine for his blank back and debate someone like Saladino? He won't go on with Saladino either? I thought it was just Bart K he was running from. I had this epic back and forth with Richard Burgess on Facebook, by the way, guys. Did I show you this last time? It was like me, Vegan Gains, the Keto Mechanic, and Bobby's perspective, going back and forth on our real Facebook accounts, all arguing with each other, or telling him that he's dodging Bart K or whatever. Drew, how did you get so clear skinned? Bro, I've always had this clear skin. It's just I had a low quality webcam. I gave a better quality webcam so you guys can see how I actually look, which is better looking than you even thought. Damn. All right. Chris, you got the old webcam on your thing, so sorry. But I got two webcams. So now you're not delayed. Is that better for you, by the way, as the guest?
Oh, well, 100%.
Remember, because I always see my guests, like, it's better than nothing, but they're a little confused at first. They're like trying to, I feel sorry for them. So now you have a proper webcam dedicated for you, and now I have the stream webcam, and everybody's happy.
100.
Yeah.
So that's it. Animal death is a good. It brings happiness and utility. It prevents disease and nourishes human beings. And there's literally no vegan on the planet that can create my level of optimal health on their diet. And then the great thing is, like, they keep moving the goalposts. It's like, oh, well, you're picking on Vegan Gains. Like, Vegan Gains has been the #1 bully on YouTube for like 5 years. Oh,
Yeah.
Don't talk about Richard. He's depressed. Talk about Hench Herbivore. I don't know who that is, bro.
Well, he's a guy you should probably start doing a little digging into, because he would be somebody who's would be fun for you to sink your teeth into, to be honest. He's jacked. Well, he's apparently he's done TRT in the past, and he's removed those comments online. So he's now kind of like running from the fact that he's done TRT and won't admit to it or talk about it. So I find that to be a little bit shady.
Yeah, clearly shady. And I mean, the deal is, if you've ever gone down the dark path of steroid abuse, I believe it's very hard to get off of.
Yeah,
because
for sure.
When you take steroids, you're shutting your testicles down. Like, your testicles are the domestic factory. It's like we're making cars in Detroit. And then you start importing this cheap foreign testosterone. It's like bringing in all the Kias and the Hondas. Well, we're just going to shut your factory down. That's why your balls shrivel when you take steroids.
Yeah.
And then you have to do post-cycle therapy and try to like bring your balls back. And that's why your estrogen rises with the fake rise in your testosterone. So you get bitch titties. Like, the whole thing is terrible. And I forget which YouTuber it was, but there's a very funny like fitness YouTuber whose analogy was taking steroids is like winning at the blackjack table. And you're just making all this cash, like gains, except you can never cash out. So it feels great that you're winning, but you can't leave the table. You can't leave the casino. You can't take your gains with you.
That's
so my
genius.
guess is if you're a steroid using vegan, which let's be honest, all the vegans that look good are juiced.
You think so?
Oh my God. Of course, because unless you're eating saturated animal fat and getting the complete protein from animal all in one source, like someone was like on my last video, well, name which one of the essential amino acids I can't get on a vegan diet. Oh, wait. The deal, of course you can get them all.
Yeah, it's
but
just
you
a
have
tiny
to get
amount.
you have to get the wrong quantities from all these different sources
Yeah.
and then take it in with all the plant poison as well. So you can never get as much protein as you want of a pack of protein. It's let me get a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and you never optimize. And the other thing, which makes steroid abuse so obvious among all of the buff vegans, is that your testosterone is made from saturated fat. So you take a natural vegan like Richard, and he looks like Richard. But you take a Nimai Delgado or some of these other like obvious juicy juice guys who are like, oh yeah, I'm competing against obvious steroid guys, but it's just easier for me because I'm plant-based.
Right.
That's
Like it gave them some sort of boost.
Like you have to be so stupid to believe that.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you just look better than the steroid beef guys because you're a steroid plant guy, or because you're a steroid free plant guy. Yeah, it's insane. It's stupid.
Well, that the Nimai Delgado, I think that's a very obvious case. I think that him, and he gets very defensive too, by the way, when people do ask him about it in interviews, because obviously it's the elephant in the room. They like ask him like, so, people say you're on steroids. Like, what's your response to that? He gets like fired up about it. It's
You
like,
want to know what the number one clue? Well, and that's the number one clue that you're like juiced up is you're training at Gold's Gym Venice. Like if that's your life, like I would love to open a gym in Venice just to be like, hey, everyone that's not like a huge roid head, come to my gym. It'll be chill.
You're welcome here.
Yeah, but if you're like, if that's your life, like I'm the ultimate fitness influencer that depends on looking super, super buff, not healthy, but buff, and you're training at Gold's around guys that are all 300 pounds and jacked, like you're walking like a duck and talking like a duck here.
Right. And his amount of leanness and jackedness at his height, and especially the fact that he's vegan, does not add up whatsoever. He's on stage with IFBB professionals.
Well, just if you think about this, like, pro Schwarzenegger, like pro bodybuilder Schwarzenegger.
Sorry, don't mind this thing if you can see it.
I'm not seeing it.
Okay, cool.
So whether you're talking about pro Schwarzenegger, Mr. Olympia in the 70s, or young Ronnie Coleman before he was a Mr. Olympia, like at the start of his career, once you cross a threshold of about 30 BMI, like 29 to 30 BMI, and you're jacked,
right?
There's just no way that you're not juiced. So like, I'm a little taller than Schwarzenegger. Like he's probably a little over 6'1", maybe 6'2". I'm like 6'3.5". And he was like 240, 235, pretty ripped. If you saw me walking around at 235 or 240 or 245 and ripped, you'd be like, that's a steroid guy. But if I'm like 220 or less, if I'm not quite as lean as he is in competition, like there's a possibility there. But it's just impossible for you to be walking around Nimai Delgado, jacked and ripped, and not be a steroid guy. And that's why being the biggest and the strongest has never been my thing. Like I want to be a fit, fast, and strong functional athlete. And you can see that if you look at drug-tested sports, like Luke Rockhold just fought, right? And he moved up to the 205 weight class. He's probably walking around like 225 at the weight, for the fight, he's absolutely shredded, right?
He looks huge.
Yeah, but he's shredded at 205, rehydrate. Okay, maybe he's like 220, 225.
Yeah.
Okay, that's believable for a drug-tested sport. You look at NFL wide receivers like Julio Jones. And what's cool about them is you can actually get their strength numbers. You can be like, oh, how many times did this guy actually bench press? So you can see like, oh, a long-armed wide receiver bench presses 225 like the same number of times that I do. There's nothing in me that's like, oh, I'm so insecure and I've got to spread my message of my diet's the best. So I'm going to prove it by being the biggest, strongest, most jacked out of this world dude. Like, just be healthy. Just be fit. Make some gains, but don't make my whole identity isn't like, I'm Chris the bodybuilder.
Would you do the hashtag whatever it's called, the fake natty challenge or whatever it's called?
That shit is so stupid, bro. Okay,
the
who is that?
carbon ratio.
Is that Kino Body?
Yeah, he's the one who proposed it. Like, you have
Yes,
to be in your
because
peak
Kino
physical
Body-
condition.
Kino Body, is this the guy that we think is like the paragon of the natural bodybuilder?
Yeah. I mean, I think he's represents a good physique. I still think that he's questionable at times in his past.
I mean, have you seen those pecs, bro? But here's the thing: even A-Rod, you watch the
I
documentary.
can't really talk shit.
What's that?
I can't really talk shit. I mean, I have a thing that I say here that I don't criticize people that are bigger and stronger than me about like how to go about it. So like John Venus, for instance, like he's like a much bigger, stronger guy than me. Like I'm even as a meat eater now, I'm not going to be like, oh man, he should be doing this. It's like he's stronger than me even as a vegan. You know what I mean? So there's really not much I could say.
Oh, well, I'm just talking about the insanity of the natty verified thing.
Yeah.
Like what this is it's like really corrupt industry trying to self-regulate. It's like, oh man, we need some government oversight. So then you just like put all of the people from your payroll onto the government's payroll. And then when they get off their government job, they come back and work for your company again. It's like the same way that like big pharma is regulated.
Mm-hmm.
You know, for Greg to be the guy that's out there like, oh yeah, we're testing these guys. They're natty verified, gold star. It's total bullshit. Like, of course, if you're a steroid user and you're promoting your protein, like, oh, it's not the steroid needles, it's my protein powder. Buy my protein powder. The best thing in the world for you would be to have a certified badge that says, I don't take steroids, buy my protein powder.
Yeah, this shit works.
Yeah, this shit obviously works. So instead of just saying, oh yeah, I'm a steroid guy, I take steroids, and I also take this protein and buy my protein. Instead of saying that, they say, oh, I'll get natty verified. So even Alex Rodriguez, who was like one of the biggest steroid guys in the history of Major League Baseball, never got caught on a steroid test. So the more sophisticated you can become, and this is just watching this documentary Screwball. It's a great documentary by Billy Corben. But as long as you're a little bit sophisticated, like as long as you have like a fake doctor, and that's who this guy is, Tony Bosch, who gave A-Rod all his steroids. As long as you have someone that kind of knows what they're doing, even if they're a total cokehead, you can never get caught taking steroids. Lance Armstrong never tested positive. Alex Rodriguez never tested positive. So it's totally possible. And those are like real tests from like actual third-party testing agencies. So how easy is it for you to like be in cahoots? Like, oh, let me pay Greg O'Gallagher 10 grand and he's going to be my natty verified source. And you can do, I mean, apparently this is what's in the Screwball documentaries. You just take micro doses, or you get tested when you're cycling off, or you make sure that you're only tested for the anabolic substances instead of the cycling off substances.
Mm-hmm.
So there's all these ways that you can beat the test. And that's why it should be like every single test, the lie detector, blah, 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 blah. But ultimately, like I had a troll on my Instagram, well, besides Durian Rider, who was like, I know you're on steroids. Like, bro, okay, I'm not, but I'm not going to waste all of my energy defending myself. You know, like, how am I supposed to disprove a negative?
Well, I think that's why the natty verified was kind of getting interesting, because he said that if you are in peak physical condition, then you do the carbon ratio isotope test. And I think he should have it even further, where they also do a lie detector test. And I know those are passable, but if you pass both of those in peak condition, I'm willing to call somebody natty. I don't care how fake they look, because you know what? That'd be really hard to fake.
Well, I think two things. Being in peak condition might help rule out the variables that you've just microdosed and like put yourself up in the right spot. I mean,
Right.
But I think A-Rod could do it the whole baseball season and not get caught. Like, I think all the tests are beatable.
I think that they're getting better, though, because like John Jones and whatnot, these guys in MMA that are getting popped, USADA is catching these guys on.
But John Jones, I think last time legitimately got caught for dick pills because he's an idiot. And he bought dick pills at a gas station that were contaminated.
But here's the thing. John Jones, that's why this whole controversy over the picograms, because he had his second, when he got basically sidelined for over a year, when he was supposed to fight the last time he got pulled, they said, okay, he's tested positive again. And everybody's like, oh my God, again. But what happened was he got popped for pre-existing amounts of steroids in his system because the testing parameters have gotten, or the testing ability has gotten so much more precise.
The precision.
Yeah, that they're able to pull out. If you did steroids years ago, they're still getting traces of the picograms, which is like thousands and thousands of a gram of the original steroid substance that you used.
Yeah. Well, that's
still showing up in your blood.
And that's the other thing I was going to say is, for a lot of people, I think there are some guys that are like maybe hench, maybe not, or people that are like built huge physiques with steroids and then went clean for years, and you still have the residual muscle mass of your steroid years. And now you're claiming full natty. And then it's like, well, is he a full natty or a lifetime natty?
Mm-hmm.
I think how we got into this was saying that, well, the point that maybe was lost was, for all of the vegan guys that aren't getting, saturated animal fat, the fat that you're actually going to take from your diet and make into testosterone, is that being a vegan bodybuilder and having success over an extended period of time, I mean, it becomes pretty obvious that you're injecting the hormones and bypassing the need to actually create testosterone. Like, what I want to tell people is like, beast, feast, and fast, and get your natural testosterone up to like 1,000 like mine is. And then you would feel great. And then you'd have like 2 drinks at the 4th of July party and be like, where's that wife? Where's that girlfriend? Gotta dig into that.
Mm-hmm.
Gosh, I have such toxic masculinity. It's terrible.
Absolutely. I support it here.
Anything? Oh, so I don't know if I'm going to ever get into hench. Like, I don't want to go like fully down the rabbit hole. Like, and that's another thing too, is like, I'm not anti-vegan. Like, there's no point in your life where I would have been like, fuck, man, Drew sucks. He's a vegan. I'd be like, I'm anti-veganism. Like,
right.
Legitimately. And I've gone back and forth. I've slid right into Mike the Vegan's DMs. And I don't know what I can divulge because I want to protect his privacy, but the thing I want to do is just save these people from themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm in health and fitness because my dad
You're
died.
in it for real.
Yeah, I'm in it for real. My dad died when I was 18, and I have these idiotic comments like, dude, doesn't your dad dying when you were 18 prove that like no one should eat meat? No, that's not what it proves at all. Are you a retard?
Yeah.
What it proves is everything that composes metabolic syndrome, the underlying conditions that underpin all of our chronic Western disease, whether it's Alzheimer's, dementia, heart attack, stroke, liver disease, it's all low trigs, or pardon me, high trigs, low HDL, so a bad TG-HDL ratio, high blood pressure, high fasting glucose or insulin insensitivity, visceral fat, these things I was talking about vegan gains in the video.
Yeah.
Like, if we can all just agree to get truly healthy, then we can eliminate so much of that suffering. And so one thing we should all realize is suffering is unnecessary and pointless. Like, I don't want any animals at the slaughterhouse suffering. I don't want people suffering. I want everyone to be having a good time. I want everyone to be healthy. And you do that when you beast and feast and fast. And Richard said in his last video, there's no advantage to fasting workouts, said the guy that's developing diabetes right in front of our eyes.
Right.
Like, the advantage to fasted workouts is that you empty out the glycogen, the glucose. You burn it up, and then you've got room for it to go someplace. This is, I talked about on your podcast before, but right now, chronic Western disease is, I have my car parked in the driveway and I just go keep pouring gas on it because I never take it out to like empty the gas tank. Beast, you empty the gas tank, you do your training, then you eat. So the advantage to fasted workouts isn't that I'm going to build so much muscle. I don't give a shit about building so much muscle. I've got plenty of muscle already. And for people that don't have as much muscle as me, you'll have it when you start BFF. So the reason to do it, and I could probably put up, if I had like 40 grams of protein and BCAAs and shit first thing when I woke up, I could probably gain more muscle if I wanted to, but I don't. What I want to do is be healthy. So I work out fasted and I don't develop chronic Western disease. That's why I'm in it. So don't be an anti-vegan, be anti-veganism. But if your screen name is already anti-vegan, maybe you can change that.
Yeah, no, I am the same way. Like, I don't. It's kind of like a clickbait title. If I was going to make this clip or this video, it would be called you're not really vegan. But it would be full clickbait. And what I would explain to people is that, like, you're not this thing that you say you are, you know? Like, okay, I'm vegan. No, you're not. You're not even really vegan. It's not even really a thing. And then if you leave veganism 5 years later, like, were you really ever vegan? You know what I mean? Like,
No,
it's
you were
not
only plant-based, bro.
It's not even, it's okay. This is how I explain to people is when people are fat, like what fat people, when I look at a fat person, I don't look at that as anything other than like a skin costume. You know, like being fat isn't their identity. Does that make sense? Being vegan should never be your identity.
Well, this is what I say all the time is, hey, are you a brain dead, ignorant moron? If so, watch the latest vegan documentary and totally lose your identity. Because that's what's so appealing about a mass movement, whether it's veganism or CrossFit or Scientology or whatever. Oh, this is the comment that, so whatever it is, you get to lose yourself in it. If it's your religion, your workouts, whatever, you get to lose yourself and just be part of this thing that's bigger than you. And because your individual life was sad and frustrating, that by having your identity subsumed, you don't have to worry about that anymore. And then we just end up in Big Brother. Like, that's where it all ends up. Man, I just had another like really great nugget.
Hit me with the nugget.
Hit me with the nugget.
Yeah, Nicholas, people don't want to think for themselves. I think that's why they turn to one of these things. And that's why I always say one of my little nugget quotes is smart, compassionate people go vegan. Only idiots stay vegan.
That's perfect.
It's like, yeah, I get why people go vegan. There's studies that show that it makes sense. There's doctors involved. There's this compassionate idea, the ethical idea. But once you do it and it's not working out for you, and then you're looking around and you're seeing that it's not working out for most people, you have to be an idiot to stay vegan. You really do.
Well, and the other thing is, what's so sad is people go vegan a lot of times when they're young and impressionable.
Yeah.
You know, and a lot of times it stems from some sort of mental illness. It could be hypochondria, different eating disorders, and you feel like you're taking control by going vegan. And what you don't realize at the time is you're not taking control. It's a trap. Like, you're becoming totally trapped. Like poor Richard, like that dude has nowhere to go until he wants to come clean and say, look, my health is suffering. And veganism isn't working for me. And from now on, I'm omnivorous gains, and this channel is going to be out tracking my progress back to health.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how much would people celebrate that? But instead, every vegan has to say, oh, I've got polycystic ovarian syndrome, or I've got low testosterone, or I've got depression. It's not diet related. Like, of course it's diet related. And that's what's so insidious is, you know, Kip or Keegan, the guys that did the Cowspiracy film and What the Health, is he admits right in the opening of What the Health, it's like, I'm a hypochondriac. That's why I went vegan in the first place. And then he got part of the movement. And I think it really does stem for a lot of people from this mental illness. Like, hypochondria is a mental illness. You think, oh, something's always wrong. You're always like, everything's always terrible. And then Mike the vegan, gets stuck in these arguments. Oh, but it's reducing the risk of our number one killer. No, Mike, it's increasing your risk of all-cause mortality.
Right.
Because you're in the second worst possible cholesterol group, you are more likely to die.
What do they say to that? Like, what does Mike say to that? Because
he's got no answer.
He's got no answer.
And the vegans that are also brain dead, they've got no answer either. Like, they're like, well, I'd rather, you know, die of something else when I'm 90. No, that's not how it works. You're more likely to die in the next 6 years if your cholesterol is low.
Yeah.
Like, they have to remain purposely ignorant, because if you ever made the truth clear to them, there's nowhere to go.
Well, from my personal experience, the first 2.5 years I was vegan, I didn't get sick once. And I thought it was amazing. I was like, dude, this shit, my immune system must be so strong. I'm getting the phytonutrients and the sugar and all this stuff is helping me out. And then the last 2 years I was vegan, dude, I got everything wrong with me at all. Like, the worst sickness I've ever had, even worse than mononucleosis, was this week long. I believe I got, I've said it here before. I think I got salmonella poisoning. And I got it from eating plants, some sort of contaminated plant foods. Like, didn't come
that's
from
only
meat.
because it was next to a pig farm. We just
Right.
got rid of all the pig farms. You'd never get salmonella.
Well, dude, I had the most excruciating pain I've ever felt in my life in the center of my stomach. I mean, I was in a complete agony, and I suffered through it for a week, and I made it out the other end, but it was the worst thing ever.
Yeah, well, and that's what's so insidious is you get this like idea in your head, and then everything gets better for a period of time. Like
yeah, it does.
For the first 3 months, for the first year, maybe a little bit longer if you're really into it. And this is another vegan gains argument, but he says, you know, the fact, it's a fact that 50%, 53% of people go back to eating meat within a year, that 84% go back to eating meat within 5 years. What they say then is that, well, you know, people quit diets all the time. But veganism isn't a diet, it's a religion. So imagine, like, pick your religion, pick your practice, like, could be yoga, could be Buddhism, could be Christianity, could be Scientology. If 53% of people quit your religion in the first year and 84% of people quit overall, and almost all the people that quit had negative things to say about it, like, where's the line to, like, rush in and join up for Scientology, like, today?
Right.
There's no line. Because
no
Leah
line.
Remini was like, it's crazy. I finally got out. You know, like,
She told the truth.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, thank you for your truth. But
yes,
for
tell the truth. There's one thing. I did see an Elise Parker video once, and she was like talking about telling my truth.
yeah.
And I was like, Elise, don't tell your truth. Tell the truth. Like, I think no, not to be a criticizer here, but there is the truth. And your truth probably is the truth unless you're being woo-woo and full of shit.
Right.
And I don't think she is. Like, I think she's telling the truth. Like, I was sick. I wasn't healthy. My life was terrible as a vegan. But truth is not personal. Truth is the truth, period. Boldface, black
like
and white.
objective
period.
reality.
Yeah, objective reality.
It's a very hard thing to measure, and I think people try and aim for that, but I think people just get caught up in the other stuff and they forget that that's the goal. You know what I mean? Like, when it comes to science or health science, we should be trying our best to be aiming for an objective truth, you know? I do want to read something from this woman, Molly Alf Dumor, I believe. I actually don't know where she's from, but she has messaged me. She had severe anorexia. She said she was down to 64 pounds on the vegan diet. She would have died. Thankfully, she found me and you, and I'm sure others too, but that's freaking sweet.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I purposely want to talk about Richard and Mike because those guys obviously need help. You saw my video and then also Dave Feldman's response to just how well Chase actually did. Like,
Right.
the waters got very muddy trying to, you know, make
Compare
it a
them.
scoreboard and compare, the carnivore to vegan, the vegan to carnivore. If you
Right.
just look at how healthy Chase got in 30 days, it's incredible. And one of the comments on that video was like, hey, you know, my boyfriend has been telling me like I look like a Holocaust victim, and I'm going to go eat some eggs today. And like, the amount of courage it takes to, well, one, start listening to the people around you. And that's another thing is the vegans always want to criticize, well, it wasn't until she started dating a carnivore guy or a keto guy that she quit. Yeah, you got yourself around people that could see objective reality because you couldn't see it.
Yeah.
You got out of the echo chamber, and then you realized, oh, I need to quit this. But yeah, I want to go and help Richard and Mike, but they also have these tremendous audiences that are the echo chamber. And, you know, on the periphery of that echo chamber is like people waiting to spin out and realize, wait a second, Mike doesn't look good. You know, they want to talk about the Mr. Fit data. The Mr. Fit data actually says Mike is less healthy. Mike wants to use the Mr. Fit data to say like, oh, I'm not going to have a heart attack. Yes, because you're going to die from something else first because you are in the second worst group. So we can say like, should your cholesterol be over 300? Probably not. Should it be under 140? Definitely not. Like, nothing has to go to extremes. I'm not trying to raise my cholesterol through the roof. I'm trying to beast and feast and fast and be healthy.
Right. We know we know there's a range that is optimal health for all-cause mortality is really a kind of an open and shut case.
Yeah. According to the data that the vegans want to talk about.
Right.
And even
They're the
So-
ones citing that data too, which is really
Yeah.
funny.
Well, I would love to debate Richard on your channel. I think this is the venue. Like, obviously, he has a huge home court advantage if we do it on his channel, which is
Right.
stupid. So let's just say, oh, it's just going to be on Drew's channel. And Richard,
I think he'll be down with it. What I need to do is I need to organize some things from my end so that I have control over the mute button, because Google Hangouts doesn't let me do that. So that's the one thing that I don't have set up yet.
yeah, I mean, it'd be really great if it was like, that ESPN show, Pardon the Interruption.
Yeah.
You just like hit a mute on somebody.
Yep.
But you barely, you can go do some more research, but if you literally just read the studies that they want to cite, like Mike in his Chase video, his vegan to carnivore video, cites this study, and if you just scroll down, it's like, oh, this research was conducted by all these big pharma assholes. Like, everyone is like just getting paid, incredible sums of money by Merck and Pfizer and all these other drug companies, because they still want to sell you statins. So they still want to say, oh, you want to get your LDL as low as possible because we have a drug that makes LDL lower. But in the same paper, it says non-HDL cholesterol. So it's LDL plus VLDL, which, de facto includes triglycerides, is a better predictor and doesn't cost any more money. And in your experiment with Chase, he went from like rock bottom LDL, deathly sick, to an LDL of 131, a non-HDL cholesterol of 131. So the researchers that Mike wants to talk about say, yeah, LDL is not as good, non-HDL cholesterol is better, and the range should be about 130. And within a month, Chase got to 131, from rock bottom low, like sickly, to right on the cusp of perfect. He actually went beyond perfect. Chase is now above perfect, thanks to you.
Thanks to me. I saved his life. I extended his veganism for several years. He physically looked different. I mean, like I said, he gained 2 to 4 pounds of like undisclosed muscle mass somewhere, even though he didn't do anything different. So like, where did that go? Like, we're talking some collagen in the face. We're talking like ligaments and extra muscle mass.
You're talking the myelination of your nervous system.
Right.
So all of your nerves are coated in fat, this myelin sheath.
Mm-hmm.
And that it's like electrical insulation. So your nerves, you're like sending electrical impulses. And around all those nerves is myelin. It's this insulation that conducts the signal faster.
It's made from cholesterol, right?
Yeah, it's made from fat. Fat and cholesterol. Fat is cholesterol. I mean, it's the same thing. So you're creating myelin sheath, insulating your entire nervous system. Is that worth 2 to 4 pounds? I don't know. But for anyone that has been low fat for a prolonged period of time, you can dump in seemingly endless amounts of butter into your diet, and all that happens is you feel better. And that's what's seductive about like high fat keto. Is like, oh, I just eat endless butter and I just feel better and better and better. Yeah, up into a point, and then you get into like the keto trap, where you think that ultimate high fat endless butter is always good, and it's not. And it's just that fanatical mindset that like, if some is good, more is better, keep going forever. But the thing is, as you go along your fitness journey, what you need changes. What you need as a person to regain your health and Chase's situation changes as you get, like 30 days doing carnivore or high meat is great for him. And then maybe it's time to transition to a balanced diet. Like, we don't have to be all carnivore. We don't have to be high fat keto. We can do what works instead of worrying about which group we get to be in so that we can shit on the other groups. Like, there shouldn't be any dietary tribalism. Like, I want to eat an apple. Fuck you guys. I'm going to eat an apple. Like, I don't, like, this is one of my all-time favorite Instagram posts was for this carnivore guy that I kind of like. But he's like, here's different keto recipes at In-N-Out Burger. And he's got like the double, just meat. Well, it's not a double, it's just meat. 2 meat patties, and he's got meat patty, cheese, meat patty, cheese, and he's got just a single patty. And then he has one that's like meat, cheese with a pickle. And then in the caption, he has to put the pickle's optional.
Yeah.
Well, no shit, the pickle's optional. Like, you don't have to eat the pickle, but fuck you if you're worried about eating the damn pickle.
Same. Yeah, that's my approach with it all.
Yeah.
Let's see. Molly says, I kept hearing, don't eat meat, it's murder. Don't eat eggs or milk. Animals are mistreated. Most vegetables hurt my digestion. Too much fruit is too sugary. Veganism triggers anorexia, plain and simple.
And
Heard
metabolic
that.
syndrome.
And metabolic syndrome. I've seen a lot of overweight vegans in my time, let me tell you. And there are people who exercise a lot too. A lot of them, usually women. Women, I think, suffer worse from the soft, pudgy, overweight nature that veganism provides long term. More than men. I think men are more apt to get skinny long term.
Well, and you see two clear examples, like the people that try to eat healthy, maybe they're doing raw vegan, they're doing lots of fruit, they're trying to eat like healthy whole foods. They become emaciated. And then the people like Richard, they're just like, fuck it, I'm eating so delicious vegan ice cream alternative chemical slop. They get super fat. But either way, you stay incredibly hungry because your body gets no complete protein. In 2009, when I hurt my back, I was basically vegan, and I was on like the Richard plan. I was eating like pasta with sauce and Oreos, and I was depressed because my back was hurt, and I was getting fatter and fatter and fatter, and basically vegan. I wasn't intentionally vegan, but basically vegan. I was just poor and sick and depressed and hurt, and my back sucked. And I was like, wow, what am I, like 26 years old and my life is over? Like, I'm just going to be a guy with a bad back forever? And as soon as my back was healed up enough to like go to the weight room and beast and feast and fast and do fasted training, I lost 50 pounds in 10 weeks. Like, got my life back, got my abs back, focused on eating complete animal protein. But when I was fat and sick, I could eat 2 packs of Oreos per night because you never shut your hunger off. You never trigger the hormone leptin. So you can eat endless fruit and there's just not enough calories and you get skinny and emaciated. Or you can eat endless vegan ice cream nonsense and get obese because you never are satiated. You never have that internal shut off switch. Oh, you're nourished, you're full, you can stop eating.
Alley Cat says, I went vegan for health. I gained 40 pounds and my health went to shit. I now have osteoporosis. Now eating healthy keto and regaining bone mass and losing weight. Great. Awesome. I wanted, yeah, go for it.
I was just gonna say, and then caveat, when you've achieved as much as you can on the current version of keto that you're using, be open to switching gears.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I went vegan and it didn't work, and then I stayed vegan for 6 years. Don't do that. Like, keep your head on a swivel, adapt and adjust. And when you realize, oh, I can't lose any more weight on keto because I've taken all the slack out, then you need to make some adjustments. You can't have endless butter forever.
So there's probably somebody like me who needs the same advice, but this advice, I'm hoping you can tailor it for me. If you were like personal training me, basically, what would you like to see? Like, you saw my decent results that I got on the calisthenics stuff. I got a little shredded up. I got a little shape to me, but especially eating lower calorie, I wasn't really putting on the mass. I was not putting on the power either. Like, the muscle I had was shaped and toned, but it wasn't really like getting thick and hard and big and dense, and powerful.
Tell me more about it. Thick and hard and big.
Thick and hard and dense. Juicy and tasty. Okay. So we're trying to get. So I want to look like Chris Kruger. Like, what's the fastest A to Z protocol to get there? Reps, sets, full body weight, not full body weight, bro split. What are we talking here?
Bro split the shit out of it, man.
Bro split it.
Do my, the fastest way, and I would love for you to do this and document on your channel, is just do my original TSC Heart of a Champion program. So like what I was telling you about, like, mostly vegan, gained 50 pounds, depressed, fat, eating endless Oreos.
Yep.
Ate Thanksgiving dinner, weighed in on Black Friday, and by Super Bowl Sunday, I was shredded.
I want to be shredded and jacked. I want to look like you now. Not the 1 year ago, Chris Kerr. You were looking too lean for me, dude. You were just Calvin Klein model.
Just trust.
Send me the protocol. I'll do it. I'll straight up do it. Well, I'll say it's sponsored by Chris Kerr.
The adjustment to make is based on your goal weight. Is you go on one of 3 nutrition profiles. Are we burning Are we balanced or are we boosting? Are we building?
Balance. We're balanced in building. I want to be 170 to 175.
Well, how much
End
do you weigh
game,
now?
143.
143.
So I got to gain 40 pounds, 35 to 40 pounds.
That's a shitload, bro. I think
we're doing it.
How tall are you?
5'10".
5'10". And you want to weigh how much?
170, 175. 10% body fat. Maybe less.
I think that
I want to be a mini Chris Kruger. I want to look. I just duplicate your body at 5'10".
I think that's a multiple years journey.
Okay, that's fine. That's understandable. That's fine.
It's going to be the formula for that is beast, feast, and fast for 104 weeks.
104 weeks.
2 years.
Okay. 2 years. Okay, we're gonna do it in half.
Okay, bro.
So yeah, we'll have to take it as it comes, I guess.
Yeah. Well, the real deal is what I'm working on now. The reason I wasn't able to hop on earlier is I'm working on putting together my gym in LA. So if you know any of you rich people that need to like make a nice return on their investment in the next 24 months, let me know. But the plan is to open my gym in LA where everyone gets to come on the same program, train in a great community atmosphere. And the whole thing is like programming you to look like a mini or a mega. I mean, if you're bigger than me, few people are, Chris Kruger. Like that's the whole idea is like get like you're talking like functionality, like sprinting, jumping, running, lifting most things. Like I'm pretty good. And I have the program to train people that way. And we're just working on finding the space, putting the equipment together and getting back to LA and opening up the gym that does that.
Ron Paul Girls, hang on. He says there's nothing wrong with Morg being 143. That's just his body type. What do you have to say to people who talk about like body types and stuff like that?
I mean, I think that very easily I could be, well, you wouldn't even have me on your podcast, but I could be sitting here being like 253 and soft and be like, oh, that's just my body type.
Yeah.
Or I could be on here being like 180 and be like, oh, that's just my body type. Like your body type, yeah, there's some genetic limits to which direction you can push it, but it's just the sum of your diet and lifestyle. Like there's definitely a diet and lifestyle available to me where I could be 180 pounds. And there's a diet and lifestyle available to me where I could be 250 pounds with no muscle or 240 pounds with muscle or 220 and shredded. So the deal is, with the thing that I don't want you to focus on so much is, you know, I like for my self-worth, I need to be 180 pounds. You don't. In fact, you could probably look insane at 155 pounds.
Oh, for sure. Like that Schufelt dude that you saw that photo of that guy. That guy's like the same size as me, but he's just like 15 pounds heavier with muscle.
Do you want to know Schufelt's big secret?
What is it?
He did my TSC Heart of a Champion program coming off of being an ex-vegan.
No.
100%.
No.
Beasting, feasting, fasting, like his carnivore shredding program.
Yeah.
It's pretty similar to my TSC Heart of a Champion program. And
it's a remix?
Yeah, well, I mean, he's got to put his own spin on it, but when he had just done the Red Ranger down in New Zealand or whatever, came over to my apartment, like had dinner with me, met Maddox, met my wife. Super cool guy. And, you know, like good for him. Like he's making it. I would appreciate like a shout out once in a while, like give me some of those followers. But yeah, William Schufelt's a good dude, but his transition from like whack vegan to like shredded, he actually sent me, the program is 10 weeks. He sent me his after photos in like 8.5 weeks.
Yeah.
He's like, Chris, holy shit, TSC Heart of a Champion program is the shit. It's amazing. So yeah.
Well,
like you want the program to like gain muscle mass. It's that program.
I still want to homebrew it because I really want to see like what just like literally going in the gym and like throwing weight around does with Carnivore for like probably like a month or two and see what happens. Because I've put on, as an 18-year-old kid, I went from 123 to 153 in 3 months back in the day. Literally just first time ever working out.
Well, and that's what
all muscle too, by the way.
Is all about. Like as an 18-year-old kid, like your hormones are just, you know, like jacked up, like ready to go, like ready to do that. And for everyone that's like, metabolically dysregulated, sick, like not like if your hormones are already jacked up, not in the good way, it's a very tough road. And that's why you beast and feast and fast and do these other simple daily practices that are in my program so that you optimize your hormones. Like the whole reason to take steroids is because your hormones suck and you want to like heighten them to superhuman levels.
Yeah.
Well, if you could just live the lifestyle that gets your hormones to do what they want to do, then you would grow and get stronger and get faster and do the things that you're talking about.
You could say that you wanna win the hormone game.
Exactly.
So we have a request for both of us to hit a double biceps comparison photo, and I will do that. But what I want to do is I'm going to let everybody know that I'm going to end the stream after this double biceps pose.
That's good because my computer's going to die.
We're going on 3 hours and 40 minutes, and I am arving. And I don't know if I'm going to hit the gym today, but we'll hit them with this double buy on the way.
Fasting. Well, I got to back my computer up to even.
Well, I'm not fasting. I did a white chocolate chip breakfast with coffee.
What are you doing, bro?
That's what you know how I roll.
What are you doing?
All right. Hold up. You got to back up. You got to back up. You got to back up. You're getting cut off.
Oh yeah, you look pretty. Oh, you're gonna pump now?
Yeah.
Oh, guys, go to Instagram at KrugerBody because apparently I need more Instagram followers. Boom.
See, Chris has got the thick and juicy.
Oh.
I've got the tender sirloin cut.
Well, I got to open my gym. Just come to my gym. It all takes care of itself.
Hey, JG Lee with the $5. It's a blast to have Chris Kruger on. Dude is the best. LO. I'm glad that Chris is like a friend of the channel now. He comes on whenever the heck he wants. Good luck to the Kruger gym. Yeah, same, dude. That'd be freaking awesome.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. We're making it happen.
All right.
All right, Drew, I got to go, dude. Got to defrost some chicken.
Hey, peace out, man. Thanks for coming on.
Peace, dude.
Later. All right, Kruger Body Fitness, The Gun Show. Yeah, I think we are going to go make a pathetic attempt at the gym today. I hate going this late. It's going to be so packed. Damn it. Oh, well. That's my fault for starting the stream late. But I think we got like a different audience time going on here, so that's kind of cool. Hey, later, Rob. Peace out, everybody. We are going to call it Quitsolas on the stream for the day. I do appreciate everybody for hanging out. We just straight up freestyle today. Oh, Sunday, we've got Phil Escott coming on. All right? Phil Escott, grandfather of Carnivore on YouTube, Sunday morning, Pacific time. Alrighty? So we're going to get back to the interview format. We're going to do the thing. Somebody wants to know who he is. Phil is like OG promoter. I believe he was an ex-vegan, actually. I'm going to get a little bit more of his story. But he hosts like carnivore retreats now. He's all into the science. He does presentations. Very, very knowledgeable dude. Super chill. He's untrollable. I remember trolling him as a vegan when I first was learning about this carnivore stuff. And like a month later, I was like, yo, Phil, I'm on the carnivore diet and it's working really good. God damn it. You're right. Frank was the creator of Carnivore. Yeah, I don't know about that. All right. Hey, thank you for the donations. Thank you for the support. We will peace out. See you guys Sunday. Later. My legs don't exist. Don't ask about my legs. Don't ask about my legs. You'll get banned.